All right. I'm looking for the Knicks at Night podcast intro whenever we probably live right now.
Yep, we are.
we live right now, but I can't my slow laptop won't catch up with. Okay, let me do this. Let me find the Knicks at Night podcast intro and click on that. All right. I just clicked on that, and so we just wait here. Looking pretty for the fans.
I rank where the view is nothing less than phenomenal. For how I express and project from my abdominal. The only view better, both my daddy and my mama know. No living parents, my sons give me balance. My wife is my serenity, this mic is my identity. The world is foul enough, that's why I write without obscenities. Provoking danger with broken language and spoken anguish. Begging to get hurt, why would you ask to go through changes? Yes, Lord, life's a chessboard, master the angles. Control the tempo, be the one who holds the info. Acknowledge is just as deadly as machete swings. When spoken, the truth is as potent as that Medellin. While others swear the style is free, I just let it ring. Our time is undervalued, soldiers make us better kings. My fans on my shoulder, reaching after better things. Today I take the shot, for them I'd rather set the screen.
My mama told me follow my dreams. My daddy told me get it by any means. Stand tall, make him bow to a king. But I've evolved, you can see the resolve. Look in my eyes when you speaking to God.
Life and for those who we caught up in using what I was taught with the muse. I guess they call it proving I'm more than an artist. Penciling out my darkest while sizzling out a harvest. And storing what gets me from A to B, just like garages. Instrumental with collages. Envision what I've been drawing. Broadway to give you rhythm like the great Lena Horne. So bent on, found comfort in the storm. Find peace and on when you see them others perform. Organized chaos, I'll cast it like hey ya.
It's the number one Chief Rocker in Knicks universe. I'm joined by former professional running back and overall Knicks expert, Coach Malpica is in the building. You are watching the Knicks at Night podcast. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Y'all want this party started right. Y'all want this party started quickly, right? Set it up.
Set it off.
What's good, Coach?
Salute. What's up? What's up?
Ain't nothing
Little
to it.
Tuesday night.
Tuesday night. Yeah,
salute,
man.
Salute, chat. What's up, Sherwin?
Yo, Almighty Finesse, King Ribby.
Almighty
Sherwin.
Finesse. I ain't seen him in a minute.
Yeah, Almighty Woj. JJ is back in the building.
JJ.
Oh, JJ in the building. Yo, yeah,
It must be true. Finesse said it too.
Yeah,
oh, my
man.
boy Selly in the house.
Selly is in the building. What's good, man? What's good? Yo.
Yes, sir.
JJ, I don't know. Sometimes the mods, bro, be trying to like regulate, like, you know what I'm saying, the intensity of the chat. And so sometimes things like that happen, bro. It's not me just randomly picking on people, bro. I promise you that. Yeah, I don't do that. I respect everybody's opinion. I don't care whether I agree with it or not. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man.
That's right. You still dynamite.
Yeah, man.
Kerry Cox, what's good?
Yeah, man. Kerry Cox in the building. Yo, Kerry Cox is the son of an R&B legend. Yo, that music probably run deep, bro. Yeah, man. Kerry Cox. Yeah, man.
You said he's the son of a legend?
Yeah.
His pops.
His pops used to sing for.
Was he a Rolling Stone? Papa was a Rolling Stone.
Yeah, man. David L is in the building, man. What's good? Core Mega is in the building.
Jay, what's good?
Yeah, man. Yeah, David L is in the building. Hey, Coach. Hey, man, listen, let's rock, man. I think the chat. Yeah, the clef tones. Yeah, the clef tones. That's it. The clef tones, man. Yeah, man.
Treble clef or bass clef? Or Y clef?
Or Y clef. Yeah. Yo, Shizza is in the building. What's good? Yo, chat. Listen, man, I just want to say something real quick. I know Y'all been having these same old conversations. I noticed y'all getting in chats. Eddie F is in the building. Yo, I know y'all been having the same old conversations, talking about the same stuff over and over and over again, man. Listen, man, I'm gonna try to do better. I'm gonna try to do better with these conversations, man. Y'all deserve better, and I'm gonna try to provide that. This morning I couldn't get on because doctor's appointments and follow-ups, you know what I'm saying, for Miss Mo, you know what I'm saying, and everything. Y'all know how it is, man. Take care of your people. That's how I be trying to do with y'all, man. Salute to my people, man. Coach, you want to talk? What do you want to do? Do you want to ease into a conversation, a safe conversation, or do you want to take on a conversation right off the rip? You want to get into a rough? You ready for the smoke?
I'm always ready to dive in.
Okay.
But I can't say that. Basketball's deep.
yeah.
I'm ready.
Yeah, man.
Want to talk about the rumor about the guy we talked about the other night?
I'm prepared really to talk about anything. Josh Primo?
Nah, the guy that might play tomorrow.
Quentin Grimes? Optimus
Grimes.
What I want to do is let me touch on. Yo, Sherwin is in the building. What's good, man? Let me touch on this real quick, Coach.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let me upset some people right off the rip. Okay. So clearly. Yo, JJ, I'm going to get to that. JJ, stop reading my mind.
Cleo, is that you?
Yeah. Miss Cleo, come on, calm down. JJ, stop reading my mind. I'm going to get to that. That's what it is. JJ, listen, I'm going to keep it a buck with you. A lot of Knicks content creators and people around Knicks universe are not satisfied with the way this roster looks, right? But what we do in our commitment and our loyalty to this team is not say it as much because you don't want to be a negative Nancy about everything that the Knicks do every time somebody hear you open your mouth. And I'm not talking to you. I'm just saying in general, like myself, right? So if I criticize the roster every day, or criticize the direction of the team every day, people will feel like I'm a negative Nancy and they don't want to hear what I have to say. But at the same time, they agree with me, but don't address it the same way, right? They agree with me and will say things like, well, how can you improve the roster? See, if you were satisfied with the roster, you wouldn't want to improve it, right? You wouldn't be looking to improve it. You know what I'm saying? You get what I'm feeling? You feel me, Coach? Like if you were satisfied with the direction of the team and the roster, we wouldn't be talking about, yo, should we trade for OG Anunoby? Should we trade for Shai Gilgeous-Alexander? Are we still mad at not getting Donovan Mitchell? Right? And so in that negative thing, and I'm hoping that I'm saying it right. I'm hoping I'm saying it in a way that people can understand that I'm throwing a lily in the valley to hopefully or throwing a lily in the middle of the battlefield so that we'll have peace between all sides, as opposed to me just coming out and yelling at everybody saying, yo, we need to improve this roster. Right? Dripmore is in the building. So Coach, what I'm getting at is this. Clearly, Knicks Universe is not satisfied with this roster. Because you have sects of people. And I'm saying sex, Coach. They don't understand what I'm saying. I'm saying SECTS.
Sex me, baby.
Sex in the city.
Yeah, the sex of the city.
Yo.
SECT.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Yeah, but clearly there are sex divisions, groups of people that don't feel like they don't like this roster. Right. They feel like this roster needs improvement, but they can't come out and say it because they don't want to give off the impression that they negative Nancy. Now, me, Uncle Freezy, I don't give a shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
You think those are the same people that felt that way before, and we're just waiting for the excuse to come out and say it again?
I think these are basically. I think these are the those fans, and I don't care nothing about like the way that they do it. I'm just saying acknowledge what's happening.
I got you.
You know what I'm saying? Like I don't mind them. I don't mind people saying things in the way that they want to say it. I don't care. You know, I'm Uncle Freezy. I'm gonna be the number one chief rocker in Knicks universe, regardless. At least I feel that way. And I'm gonna rock with my homeboys and people that put out dope content like Coach Malpika and Greeny. You know what I'm saying? Others, Free Keith, G.I., you know, G-Man for Life, Sergeant Nicks, Cully, Subliminal 209. Yo, everybody, the whole Blorange Tears family, we gonna shoot it, we gonna say it like it is, and we're not gonna sugarcoat or put like a Knicks flavor on it. It's gonna be real, right?
Yeah.
So, Coach, what I took like 4 minutes to say is, I don't believe that Knicks Universe is ultimately. I don't believe Knicks Universe is satisfied with the roster, and they feel like we need to improve. Right?
Okay.
Like for instance, are you satisfied with the production you're getting from RJ Barrett?
No.
And y'all notice there was no sugarcoat on that. Coach didn't put honey or sugar or none of that on it. He said, nah. Chat,
do I love him?
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Coach.
Do I love him? Do we need him?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Do we need him to play better, to win more games? Yes. But I'm not ready to sell the farm quite yet.
Right. But you would say, man, are you satisfied with the roster? Are you satisfied with the production of RJ Barrett? Are you satisfied with the consistent play of Julius Randle? Are you satisfied with the consistent play of Emmanuel Quickly, of Obi Toppin, of Cam Reddish? I think we all would agree that we would like to see these players play better at a more consistent. I don't want to see Cam Reddish, and this is me, I'm separating now. This is Uncle Freezy. I don't want to see Cam Reddish score 22 points in a game and then go 5 straight games where he don't score 15.
Right.
T. Smith is in the building. What's good, man?
Yeah, I feel that I'd rather have the feeling I have now because there could be a lot worse feelings we can have, because to me, I think all 10 guys that have been in our rotation this year, you know, more than a splat, you know, McBride and Sims went in and some of the other group came in at the end of that blowout. Excuse me, but the main 10 in the rotation, all 10 of them have shown at times that they are above average NBA players.
Quality NBA players.
Very quality NBA players.
Right.
If we just get 8 out of the 10 to play quality
on a nightly basis.
On a nightly basis, we're going to be a great team this year. Like, we're going to exceed our expectations if that happens. Right. And I feel all 10 of them guys have shown at times in more than one game that already in the 6 games that they can produce.
Right.
But it comes down to, like you said, the consistency. Now, up until this last game, you know, it seemed like Julius and Brunson have been a beacon of consistency. But this last game, you know, they faltered a little bit.
Right.
So it's a long season. I think that what we lack in over the top superstar, I think we need to by committee. We have a by committee situation going on right now.
Right.
You know
Coach,
what I'm saying?
Coach, I don't want to do the by committee thing no more.
No, I agree.
Here's the thing I would say to you. Josh Primo is out there. Josh Primo got cut by the Spurs because the Spurs have the Spurs have an environment of openness and equality, everything, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. That's what they preach. They let Becky Hammond was the first woman to coach an NBA game, right? Right. They have a organization that takes pride in being liberal and progressive,
Mm-hmm.
right? So when Josh Primo did this thing, he was out of there. You knew it. Yo, Josh Primo, you showing your wiener to women? Oh, you out of here, bro. You out of here. They're going to cut you. They're going to cut you, and they're going to use the clause in the contract where you do something detrimental to the team not to pay you. You know what I'm saying? They're going to do that, and they have the right to. And listen, I'm not begrudging the San Antonio Spurs one bit. I'm saying San Antonio Spurs, be who you are, right? But if you the Knicks and you see a lottery pick that you couldn't trade up to get in his draft, you remember the thing, the Knicks couldn't trade up to get, the Knicks couldn't trade up. Now, one of those picks that the Knicks couldn't trade up to get is available. I'm saying, listen, Ryan Arcidiacono, I'm sorry. I like you. You've been here. This is your second year here. But if Josh Primo is here, I got to take the gamble on Josh Primo, bro. I'm sorry, Ryan Arcidiacono. I'm sorry. But that spot you holding up, bro, if Josh Primo, because here's the thing, the Spurs thought Josh Primo was a baller. That's why they picked him. I trust the Spurs scouting department. Right? I trust them. So if they cut him for character issues that are not basketball related, if he's a baller, if I'm the Knicks, I'm knocking down his door to sign him. And you know why? Because the Knicks could not trade up in that draft with the draft picks they had to go get him.
So since we couldn't trade up, you want us to moral down?
Yeah. What I'm saying, coach, is this. You have dudes on your team named Isaiah, Jericho, Obadiah, Emmanuel. You have the sweet British names. Like Julius, Jalen, Evan, Mitchell. You know what I'm saying? You come on, bro. You with me. You have the Derricks. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You don't have no Draymonds on this team, bro. I don't see no Dray. I don't look, coach. I don't see a Draymond. I don't see a Jimmy. You know what I'm saying? On this team. Yeah, I don't see a Tyrone on this team. Now, I know. I understand what people are gonna say, right? They're gonna say like, well, Camerons. We have Camerons on this team, bro. Come on, bro. I mean, what are we doing, man? I mean, now listen, I understand that Knicks fans got tired of that in the 90s, and they feel like, and they feel like, yo, we don't want to be that mean, aggressive type of team. But let me tell y'all something. If you're a Knicks fan right now, lean into the speaker and listen to what I'm saying. Right? If you're a Knicks fan right now, check this advice from Uncle Freezy. I'm going to tell you something that has been circling around the world for at least 2,000 years. Listen to this saying. Nice guys finish last. If you ever heard that saying before, you understand that Uncle Freezy might be right. If you ever heard this saying, nice guys finish last, then you know a team of nice guys, which we have, will finish last. And you know the reason why I say this, and it's not, and coach, I'm not saying a buzz phrase. I ain't trying to print no t-shirt or nothing like that. But listen, where have the Knicks been in this division the last 10 years? In last place, right?
Sucking hind nipple.
Yes. Almighty Finesse said we have a guy named Trevor. Almighty Finesse says we have a player named Miles. We have a player named Miles, right? Okay.
Spee.
Yes. I'm telling you, bro. What I'm saying to you is this. If we don't start dusting up teams in our division, they are going to dust us up.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And Almighty Finesse said in 2013, we was first in the division. Yeah, bro. That was 10 seasons ago. Yeah, and Sally, I feel you, but listen, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is the Josh Primo thing is a clear line in the sand. There is a basketball baller aspect, and then there's a character aspect, right? If he was a bad basketball player, would the Spurs have cut him? No, they'd have kept him. Let him play out his contract. Try to either trade him for something, try to develop him. But they kept this kid. They were keeping this kid, right? They saw he had promise. But when he turned out to have character issues, they cut him. And Almighty Finesse, we don't know if it was women. We don't know if it was women. From what I saw, it was one woman. Right? We saw, you know, and so it was just one woman. So we don't know if this was a perpetual thing with one woman or if it was numerous occurrences with multiple women. The details are yet to come out. But if you're the Knicks, who are you to turn your nose up at a baller? Coach, who are we to turn our nose up at a baller, Coach?
I don't know if our market might be too big to take that on.
Hey man, I'm gonna say this.
I know what I would personally take a chance. I mean, it's a young and dumb thing.
Yeah.
As long as it wasn't like, you know, a forcible thing, or I mean, I know the term sexual assault just sounds bad.
It sounds bad, bro.
But he flashes ding ding. I don't know the whole story. I don't know the background of it. I mean, as far as that goes, the innocence of it, I mean, I'm not condoning sexual violence towards women. Bless you, ladies. We love you.
Love
you deserve.
Ladies.
You're all the queens of our world.
Respect the ladies and respect
mad
them
respect.
Too.
Your body's a temple. You birthed us. All that stuff. Like, I respect y'all. Like, and anything that's, you know, harms that or disintegrates that in any way, you know, it's bad.
Right.
However, he's a young man. People make mistakes. He was young and dumb, all that stuff. It's something to find out the true backstory on, and a player of that potential.
Right.
I don't know about y'all. I've done some questionable things when I was 19.
Right. And the only difference between you and Josh Primo is Josh Primo got caught.
Yeah.
Right. And so here's the thing. Here's the thing that I want to mention too, is this. I know that it's a terrible act, and I'm with Coach. Coach said it eloquently, and I hope people understand where Coach was going with that, because Coach hit the nail right on the head. Right. One swing, one hit. Coach hit it right on the head. Right. So the thing I'm getting at is this. We respect all of that. Right. But here's the thing. Here's the thing with it. I think the Knicks are equipped to handle. Bro, you can't even get Knicks PR to tell you what Quentin Grimes' injury is, right? And you telling me this organization can't rehab a Josh Primo and bring him back? Yo, I'm telling you, Hey man, listen, Knicks PR, the same machine that has RJ Barrett on a pedestal as the golden child, the same machine that has Quentin Grimes' injury hidden. It's Mission Impossible, bro. You can't even find out. All we know is Quentin Grimes has a boo-boo on his foot. That's it. You don't even know how serious it is. This has been going on since training camp. Coach, this has been 3 weeks, bro. And you don't even know what's wrong with Grimes' foot.
Right? And all Tibbs said today after practice is he's questionable.
Right. Almighty Finesse said foot fungus. Yeah. So what I'm getting at is I know it's in New York, right? I know it's in New York, but let me tell y'all something. Look at the way the Knicks handle drama and internal struggle, and then look at the way that Brooklyn handles drama and internal struggle.
Mm-hmm.
Look at Brooklyn. Look at the way they handle drama and internal struggle, and then look at the Knicks and the way they handle drama and internal struggle. So what I'm getting at is Long Island Sound, man. It's good to see you. It's good to see you, boss. Hey, but listen. So if we think that we can't handle a Josh Primo thing, bruh, come on. Because here's the worst thing that can happen. You can sign him, you can try to rehab him, he do it again, and you cut him. Right? You're like, yo, if you do that stuff you did in San Antonio, we're gonna cut you. Right?
Yeah, short leash.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, think about it. Think about it. If you bring him in, you're like, bro, go to this rehab, get your mental health checked, take some deep breaths. Understand you got to be a professional at this level, right? You got to be a professional at this level because you're going to be in the workplace with adults. I know you were in high school 2 years ago, right? You were in high school 2 years ago, but now you're around $1 million, $1 billion entities. You got to be a professional, even at 19, right? And then you go through that. You only get, hey man, you listen. You're gonna get a warning, and then you're gonna get cut. If we hear that you on slippery slope, we're gonna warn you. And then if you continue to do it, we're gonna cut you. We don't have no listen. We'll cut you and bring Ryan Arcidiacono back. We cut Ryan Arcidiacono 2 times last year and brought him back. You know what I'm saying? Why you do that? And coach. So here's the thing. The downside is you bring him in, he do it again, and you cut him. And you bring Ryan Arcidiacono back, right? Mm-hmm. The upside is you may have your shooting guard of the future. Is the risk worth taking?
I mean, man, put me on the spot on this question. This is a hot take.
I'm saying that's what we do here, bro. We don't do that.
I know.
What you want to talk about perimeter? You want to talk about
why
perimeter
I love
defense?
You. Hell no. How's Josh Primo's perimeter D?
Yeah. You're talking about the same thing over and over again, coach. You're talking about Tibbs rotations. Let's just talk about Tibbs rotations.
I
for
mean,
the next 3 hours.
Look, this is a man's game with grown man stuff, and there's a lot of questionable. I mean, some of the guys in chat have alluded to a lot of guys on our team right now.
Right,
Mr. Rose, when KP was here, he had that little thing.
Yeah.
They say that might have been part of the thing that helped him leave, which I didn't think that it was that big of a driving force personally. But there's a lot of guys in the league now and in the past and other sports. You know, we're a world of, you know, we're a nation of second chances, as long as, you know, the first thing isn't so egregious that, you know, it's unforgivable and, you know, crazy acts of violence or, you know, hurting kids and rape and all that stuff.
Yeah, man.
But as far as that goes, I mean, to me, I why not? I mean, we might as well. I mean, we haven't tried it before. We might as well try it. We're in the market to try stuff we haven't tried before at this point.
Right.
I mean, how different is it to take a chance on him than to take a chance on someone that was too short or not athletic enough,
Right.
or didn't go to a big enough school?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Or doesn't have a long reach. Everyone's got a shortcoming or something they need to work on.
Right.
Maybe this young man needs to work on his decision making. You know what I'm saying? So it's stuff where we got a lot of people that make a lot of money to help young men like this. This is part of the problem I feel that professional sports have. I don't think there's enough. I mean, I know there's resources to help young men get a good head start in the league, but I think we can avoid these things happening by educating these young men more and more, like before they get to the league and before they get to college. You know, because it's usually the things off the court that get a lot of these younger guys in trouble.
Right. Yeah.
On the court is their like safe haven. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah. Now I feel you on in that aspect. And the more information that we get, like, so if this dude is a habitual such and such and such, then his ass need to be prosecuted.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you understand what Coach said earlier. Like, if this dude is a habitual, that type of guy, this dude need to be prosecuted, man, and serve his debt to society, whatever it is. Right? But what I'm saying is if you're a Knicks fan, so Sally said, let him on heel. Okay, let me do. Hey, Sally, now remember, we going hard now, Sally.
I'm just saying, like, to me, like, I'm not going to have another grown man tell me who I should agree. This is just my real opinion. I'm not agreeing with Freeze just to agree with him. So don't get that twisted.
Yeah. And remember, man, we going hard, man. We ain't doing none of this soft sit on no panel. I mean, everybody talk about the same topic. Everybody agree type.
The fact that we're bringing this up, I ain't heard no one talk about this.
Right.
And the thing, and the thing is, you can go on. You know, everyone else is scared that this is and I don't want anyone to get it twisted. I don't want it to get twisted around, taken out of context. Like Blorange Tears, this Knicks fans group is okay with sexual assault.
Nah, because we ain't.
You know what I'm saying? Hell no.
Nah.
That ain't the case.
But here's the thing, Coach. This is what I'm saying. So if it's one of them things where he did something like to women, like something physical to women and all that stuff, his ass need to be prosecuted. Now, my thing is, and people understand what I'm saying, that's how I want y'all to listen to the words that I'm saying and not, you know what I'm saying, preclude what you think or interpret the message that you think I'm trying to relay to you. If the dude's a criminal, prosecute him as a criminal. Knicks don't touch him. If he is just a bad employee for one employer, then maybe you should take a chance on him as an employee of the Knicks. That's what I'm saying. Like if he Jeffrey Dahmer, bro, you ain't bringing over. You know what I'm saying? I mean, come on, Sally, what's good, bro?
What's happening, fellas? Hey, great topic, man. I think it's a great topic.
Yeah, like if he just like was like didn't feel like putting on his towels, like bump that. I'm just walking by.
It's a locker room, yeah. It's
you know what I'm saying? Like I don't know. We don't know the whole story. I don't know those stories, so it's hard for me to talk on it. But
you're going to see more and more of this by them intermingling women into a male sport. I mean, listen, we can. This is a safe place, right?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
All right, so you got a young pup that has women at his hands, right? And he's got testosterone at level 10.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I can see all those points. He made a mistake. The problem is you made a mistake in a Class A organization that is going to protect women.
Yes, they are liberal, and we don't knock them for that.
No,
do your thing.
This ain't the 60s where you pinch the secretary's butt on the way out, right?
Yeah, and then she go make you a cup of coffee. Yeah,
right,
it ain't that era.
Mad
not
Men.
what this is. Right, Mad Men. But here's the deal. I don't think New York Knicks, I would love to see Josh Primo on the Knicks as a talent, right? Because
as an on the court talent.
Yes.
Right, yep.
As an on the court talent, Josh Primo is a dog. And he's a bucket. He's a walking bucket. But the New York Knicks, I don't think are going to go that low. I just don't think you're going to bring in that type of mistake. Too big of a city, too much lights, too many cameras.
Nah, Sally, nah, bro.
That's my, I can
see
lower market team.
Not
Sacramento.
You mean
Sacramento?
You're saying from an NBA's fans' perspective,
right?
Cats like that need to go to small cities to hide and get themselves together before they reemerge on the big stage, right?
It's just like an actor. He got caught drinking and driving and killed 2 kids. Right? He's got to disappear for 5 years, and then he can have a movie. People got to forget about you before they can know you. Right? Like they got to forget about Primo and the little sexual thing that he did.
Right.
And then reintroduce him to the league. Right? Go send him to Europe for a year. Let him play ball over there. Just get out of this because NBA's got enough heat as it is. Look right with Kyrie.
There's
just heat everywhere you turn with this league.
Right. But Sally, what I'm saying is though, where we missing it at is he did think about what you just said.
Right.
And then think about what he did that at. The San Antonio Spurs
in Texas
are in the smallest market in the NBA.
But they're in Texas, and that's a big state. So
I understand. And so this is what I'm saying is if he did that in the smallest market in the NBA and they're not dealing with him, who else are you going to send them to? That's smaller than San Antonio. Nobody.
I don't consider San Antonio a small market.
Is he being prosecuted?
We don't know.
Yeah.
But what he did is definitely sexual assault, and it's definitely a registration. Worst case, he's a registered sex offender. You just can't go around pulling your thing out, man. You just can't do it. There's a rule. There's a law.
Yeah, and human resources. There's
other factors. Like for me, and I know it seems like I'm trying to justify something, but with all this or whatever. But if he tricked a woman into seeing his junk, or walked up on her in a room and say, "Hey, look at this," or sent her a pic, or whatever he did, or if it was a situation where she was in an area where men tend to be a little less stressed, and he decided not to cover up. Right. You know what I'm saying? There's different factors here that change
Coach,
the severity of it for me. You know,
if you're in a parking garage, Coach, and the security guard catches you taking a leak, right?
That's considered. Technically,
that's sex offender.
Yeah.
You cannot pull your junk out. If you're in
public, it's public indecency or whatever. Yeah.
No, it's registered sex offender.
Yeah, especially if you do it in a school zone, the school could be 3 miles away. But if you are within that 3 miles,
if you're in a Walmart parking lot and you got to go real bad and you run behind the dumpster and someone catches you, that's sex offender.
Now, which men in this panel and in the chat has not taken a leak?
We all have, but we're all not. But
we didn't get caught. But there's a difference between getting caught and doing it.
So if Josh Primo was walking down the Spurs hallway, pulled his thing out, and the building was empty and waved it at the camera, sex offender.
Yeah.
You are not allowed to expose yourself in public at all. That is the full extent of the law. Now, whether he gets that or not is probably going to be how good of a lawyer he hires, because they'll throw him into a bunch of mental health classes to try to, you know, do the good PR thing, and rightfully so. The kid should have a chance,
right?
You know,
And he should have the right to get counsel too,
right?
Get some counseling. Yeah,
I'm not here to say that he can't be, that he's a predator, you know, like he's out here like some type of rapist or anything, because he didn't rape a woman, you know.
Right, and I'm not saying it's right or it's justified.
Not only under,
and I don't want to like be the guy that brings up if someone else does something and they got away with it, so why can't he? I don't mean to make this example, but you know, when you got guys like Brett Favre, with his history, that was
multiple
public.
Women, like
and there
20,
was pictures, there was pictures being sent and like all that stuff, and he just got off scot-free
because it's Brett Favre, bro.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like now that because there's a movement and there's a cancel culture and
well, there's a lot going on. There's a lot going on right now.
So
and
that's where for me, and I don't want to be in the business because I am a very liberal person, and I believe in the justice system to where you're innocent until you're proven guilty.
Right.
And technically, just like and Kerry Cox, you read my mind. He's unemployed. He got fired.
Right. He was just a bad employee. He's not a criminal. He's just a bad employee.
I mean, at this moment, you know what I'm saying? Like,
at
he hasn't been charged with anything.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't want to get in the business of raking someone over the coals when I don't know
all the details.
Yeah.
Well, and that's the thing is there's enough details to know that he went unclaimed.
Right.
So I mean, so that tells you right there that there are.
Well, no one wants to be the first guy to take that chance.
That's why I said he's got to go to Europe. He's got to go to Europe for a year. He's you know, back in the day, you do something bad, you got to leave the neighborhood for a couple months, right? Like you got to just roll out, let things cool over, and then we'll talk about it. You know, because you ain't going to fix hot. You're not going to fix it today, right? Like,
right.
You're not going to fix it today. So, does the kid need to ruin his life over this? No. But he has to have some consequences to his actions.
There's got to be some. There's going to be some. The recourse has already started.
Right,
the recourse has.
Right. The women don't want to have that be shown to him. He did it anyway. What about them?
Right. What about the victims? Yeah.
What about the victim? I mean, call it like it is. Like, you know, like there has to be some type of consequence. But as far as him on the court, oh yeah, whoever gets him and they can kind of manage his personality, then you're at a good position because he's an up-and-coming star.
Yeah, and you can put all that in the contract and everything.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
good boy clause, you know, all that stuff.
But it is a bad strike on the NBA. I mean, I do kind of feel like women are, because like women make up like 50% or 45% of the NFL's audience. That'd be an interesting stat to know about the NBA. How many women watch the NBA?
I would, but Sally, I'm gonna say this. This is where I think the Josh Primo thing is. The way that it's being covered is BS, right?
Yeah.
So here's the thing.
That's everything.
But Josh Primo gets waived by the Spurs because of inappropriate behavior,
right?
In San Antonio, right? Kyrie Irving sends out anti-Semitic tweets, right? In New York City,
and Brooklyn,
in Brooklyn, right? So based on what Kyrie Irving is backing is situations where me, Coach, and Selly can't even rock. Because of race or age or whatever divides people, right?
Yeah.
The finances, whatever it is, working class, whatever it is, what Kyrie Irving sends out is divisive in that way, right? This young 19-year-old kid did something inappropriate. He didn't know boundaries, right? It's like, you know, when your puppy pee in the living room, he don't know boundaries. You know what I'm saying?
The only
Kyrie Irving is in his 30s, bro.
Right. The only difference is what Kyrie Irving did was, whether you didn't like what he said or not, what Kyrie Irving did was freedom of speech. He has the right to say whatever he wants.
Right.
And at the end of the day, if he says something that steers his career left or right,
it's not illegal.
It's not illegal.
That's
He
it.
didn't commit a crime.
No
He didn't
sales
commit a
fee,
hate
no
crime.
wasted time. Just
You know?
straight up
Lee,
great
hey,
cars.
Corey Lee, you got something playing in the
Right from your
background,
phone
man.
to your driveway.
My bad, bro. You take care of that now.
You know?
Okay.
And this is like sometimes I have to really get to know people before I go down these type of conversations because I don't just have
You don't know how people react. So I get it.
and I'm over the arguing thing. Like I don't argue this type of stuff. Like at the end of the day, it's black and white with me. Did the guy do something wrong? Yeah. Did he lose his job? Yeah.
Yeah.
Are there going to be criminal charges? Probably.
Yeah.
Somewhere along the line, or he does a buyout and gives her money. Somewhere along the line, there's going to be some type of business deal, and then he can move on with his life and be 20 years old.
Right.
Should the New York Knicks sign him? I think the Knicks have a good PR thing going right now.
Right.
And I think they should keep building on that.
The best in the game. Knicks PR, Knicks PR is the best in the business, bro.
Yeah,
better than the Celtics, better than the Wizards, better than the Hawks. It's a machine, bro. Did you see how slick we got away from Kemba Walker?
Right. Yeah.
The whole thing with Kemba Walker last year, and we know, and so I know people in the Knicks organization. They DM me with like little tidbits, right? They're like they'll hit me up with something like, "Yo, this Kemba thing is a mess, bro. You gotta keep an eye out for it. Don't say nothing. Just keep it under your hat." Right. Or hey man, this whole Julius Kemba thing ain't gonna work, bro. You know what I'm saying? Just keep a hat on, just keep a lid on it. Right. And so it's like these small things, like, bro, Knicks PR is the GOAT, bro. And shout out to Paris Duggar. Paris Duggar been saying the same comment in the chat. Paris Duggar really wants me to read this thing, coach.
I know.
So, Paris Duggar, thank you for the generous contribution. Paris Duggar says, Anuna Brown Sanders got $11 million from Dolan. I understand that, bro. I understand that. She didn't get that because of Dolan, though. She got that because of a bad employee. James Dolan did nothing to that lady except was unaware of a harsh environment. That's all. James Dolan and that lady's name should not even be mentioned together. James Dolan did nothing directly to that lady. Now, he may have done something indirectly by having a blind eye to a simmering situation that was a toxic environment. That is his fault, right? And that's why he paid. But he did nothing directly to that lady. One of his employees did. And as Knicks fans and as responsible adults, you have to say this thing right, because James Dolan did nothing directly to that lady.
Mm-hmm. And then you got, the Nets set a precedent that is weird because you got two consensual adults, like a position of power or not.
Right.
You had two consensual adults that did a little something, and he got fired.
The
Nets coach. Not the Nets. I'm talking about Boston's coach.
Boston.
Okay, yeah.
I was reading the thing about the Nets, the thing about signing them. That's why I said the Nets.
So I worked for a company one time that said no. If you're not, no relationships. That's it.
Yep.
That's it. Yep. That's the rules. You don't like the rules. Like, this is the problem with society. Is there's rules, and if you break the rules, you're mad.
All right.
Like, I understand that it sucks, and I understand
even though you knew what the rules were.
You're mad. You broke the rule. Like, you're like, it doesn't mean that you're hated, but if there's a company policy that says you're not supposed to intermingle with coworkers and or employees, right?
Right.
You're not supposed to do it. That's it. Everything now has become into everything now is like a campaign for getting away with what you're not supposed to do.
Right.
That's what society's become. Like, it's literally just become, well, we'll continue making excuses for people and now you could have Brooklyn Nets. Maybe the Brooklyn Nets doesn't care. I work for companies I worked for a company that wanted you to marry your coworker because then it created a better culture.
Yeah.
And I've worked for companies that didn't want you to have any type of relationship, and they wouldn't do company hours. And I remember this one guy, older guy that when I was really young, he wouldn't be around women one-on-one.
Right.
He just got to that point in life where he's like, if you're not my wife, then I'm never in a room with you alone.
Right.
Because
I got to deal with that on a daily basis. Like I'm a nurse. I'm a male nurse.
Right.
I can't go into a room with a female patient. I gotta have a witness with me just to do my job.
Yeah, Coach, I know what you're talking about. Coach.
Because every time that you step foot into these type of social centers and things like that, there are employee rights, there's rights everywhere, and you have to be aware of your surroundings. And a lot of people just aren't. And that does not fall on color, age, sex. That's just humans being human.
Humans being humans, bro.
And we're all just we all can be very dumb in any moment of our life. So it's always good if you have a witness there saying, no, that didn't happen.
Or somebody that'll tighten you up. Like, hey, coach, don't do that.
Yeah. Well,
you know, and you're like, hey, coach, geez,
going a little too far with that one, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I've had to shut my boy down a couple times. Like, hey, man, you pressed it on her a little too hard.
Yeah, and it's not even like coach had an ill intent. It might have just been a brain fart, like coaching, like you know, like, okay, let me read Paris Douglas' contribution real quick. Paris Duggar, thank you for the generous contribution. Paris Duggar says she got it because she was sexually harassed at MSG.
Yeah, and that's
that's what we. But that's the thing. So Paris Duggar is he just want to prove her. James Dolan was not present, bro.
Right.
James Dolan did not contribute to her being harassed. James Dolan did not harass her personally. James Dolan was not there. It happened within the confines of his company. That's why he cut the check. And then you're saying James Dolan paid, but James Dolan didn't pay. Madison Square Garden paid. Now, does James Dolan owe Madison Square Garden? Yes, he does. But James Dolan did not cut that check out of his personal account. An entity she sued paid that, and James Dolan. Oh, come on, man, this is too crazy trying to link James Dolan to this. This is dumb.
So he wasn't personally liable. He wasn't personally liable. His company or entity was.
Just because he paid that doesn't mean that's his way to cover anything up, or you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
I mean, he didn't pay it. Madison Square Garden paid it. That's what I'm saying.
And there's been a lot of people that have been caught up in these situations, and it's crazy how things get ruled, you know? Look at Mike Tyson's history. I mean, God, you want to talk about case studies. I mean, Mike Tyson's been accused, has done it. Like, the dude's all over the place.
Yeah.
So, you know, you get caught up.
Not even just Mike Tyson.
Well, he's just the easiest one.
Yeah, he just. Yeah.
I understand that, but I got one for you that's even better. The U.S. government, as far as the U.S. military, you know, that anti-fraternization, and also two leaders taking advantage of female soldiers, sailors, or air personnel.
Yeah.
You know, because you got to think, when I was in the military, they let go of the sergeant major of the army because of something like that. You know what I'm saying? He got caught up in. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, and I was taught early in the military, no means no. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No means no. And if she's not feeling you, you don't feel it. And also, too, it doesn't really make for a good work environment if you're really dealing with somebody on a personal level, you know what I'm saying, versus you have a different environment. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Personally.
Yeah, no, I agree 100%. And I don't, like I said, I don't want anyone watching this or happens upon this stream and thinks that Blorange Tears and Freezy and Coach condone you chilling at work and whipping out your ding ding to show somebody. Hell no. We ain't condoning that.
No.
It's wrong.
It's wrong.
Don't do it.
But
all you young men out there, don't do it.
But you can. But if you do, and you can shoot a great 3-point shooter, come play for the New York Knicks. Click.
Oh God.
Hey, Freezy. I'm gonna have my little stand-up comic moment, man. At the end of the day, like, if Primo does come to the Knicks, he's gonna get roasted for a little while. They're gonna roast him, and that boy might become Ben Simmons, because I could see them making fake, parts, waving it in the stands. Like, I could see all types of some petty.
Well, I would say this though to that. Let me read Paris Douglas' contribution first. So Paris Douglas says, Udoka affair was with Danny Ainge's daughter's best friend. Man, I don't care. Paris Douglas, what I'm saying is this: is Josh Primo a criminal or a bad employee? And if he's a bad employee that could be rehabbed into a good employee, then why not at least explore it, right? If he's a criminal that serves his debt to society and rehabs and becomes a better citizen, then why not give him a shot? What the alternative is? The alternative is me and Coach cruising YouTube and listening to Knicks content creators talk about Tom Thibodeau rotations.
Yeah, I mean, this is a much better conversation, because Tom Thibodeau's rotations are going to be different 10 games from now.
We also come, and the only reason why I'm okay with the idea of possibly this happening is because we also come from the same society that there have been police officers, I forget what force, I don't know if it was NYPD or LAPD. They actually, when they were beating up or doing something to an arrest, they had a broom handle and were shoving it in the man's butt. They didn't get fired. They got sensitivity training.
Yeah.
Okay. This is the same society that's, pro police and goes about giving people second chances. And those people were bad employees. You mean you got to get someone sensitivity training for putting a broomstick up someone's butt?
That's assault. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
That is assault.
Especially while you're working.
Assault.
You know what I'm saying?
There's so many cases of that.
Yeah. So I mean, and I'm not saying let's just, since everyone else is okay with it, we should be too. I'm not saying that, but like I said, in the end.
No pun intended.
Yeah, in the end, just like Freezy said, is this young man a criminal, or is he just a young man with bad judgment?
Yeah,
or doesn't know any better yet.
And and Coach, bad employees get fired every day,
right? And they do get blackballed, and they do get blackballed in certain industries. And like, so when I was selling roofs, right, people would hop around from company to company selling roofs, right?
Hey, hold on, don't be saying blackballed, because.
No, that's
what he was showing.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Oh,
Jesus Christ.
Joke hour. Okay.
So
sorry.
I don't know if you guys know, but real quick, how the blackball terminology came about is when you were an apprentice, all the journeymen carried around black marbles in their pocket. Yeah. And if you did something that pissed them off or something, rubbed them the wrong way, they would take the marble out of their pocket and drop it, and you got blackballed. And you were not going to move on to the journeyman level. And that was up in all the New York City unions. But back in the day. But the guys used to sell roofs. And there was a case where this guy just hopped to company to company. At the end of the day, they all, all the roofing contractors, they're in competition, but everybody talks to each other. And they weren't going to ever hire him. Everyone's like, he's out. He's out of the industry. So I can only imagine the same thing goes on the NBA. I'm sure they're all in a group chat. Yeah. You hear this Primo kid like us right now. Yo, that Primo kid, man, he's showing his junk in the Spurs facility. Mark Cuban's over there with Bus and all that. Yeah. Genie's probably over there like, we're never going to take him. Yeah. So
I would, and so the whole premise to it is just that, like what you just mentioned. If you're the Knicks front office, it's as simple as this. Is it worth exploring? Is it not? It's not as simple as, no, I'm not even going to look at it. Because there's a difference. If it's worth exploring, then explore it. But just to turn your back on it, to say, no, I'm not even going to explore this thing, makes it look to me like the Knicks don't care about winning. All they care is about is perception.
Well, I would say
that's a great statement.
I think there could be both in there, though. I don't think it has to be one or the other. Oh no! Hold on. Oh, never mind. It's a fake tweet. My bad.
Hey, let me see. So I'm gonna read what Paris Douglas says. Douglas says,
"I'm sorry.
My point is, Dolan had to pay $11 million for the Browns things, get harassed by the Knicks employees. So Dolan won't do it. Don't play dumb." Paris Douglas, that's the dumbest shit I ever seen you put in the chat in my life. That's the dumbest shit I ever seen you type. You should take your fucking fingers and slam them in the car door for that dumbass shit you just put. Dolan did not pay that. She sued MSG. I already said this to you 4 times. Stop being ridiculous. She sued Madison Square Garden. She sued Madison Square Garden that James Dolan owned. Stop being ridiculous. It's not that simple. She sued a company that he owned. Did they do wrong? Yes, the company did wrong.
Right.
Did the company pay for their transgression? Yes, they paid for their transgression. But to keep trying to link that lady and James Dolan together is irresponsible, and it make us look like we shouldn't trust another word that you say. Stop trying to make Dolan look like a criminal. Was his organization at fault? Yes. Did the organization pay for their transgression? Yes. But to keep trying to put that lady and James Dolan together like James Dolan did something to her is reckless and irresponsible.
Okay, Freeze, not to cut you off, but I'm going to put a link there. Former Spurs psychologist will discuss her allegations against Josh Primo on Thursday.
Wow.
So he did it. He did it with the Spurs psychologist.
Was it during a session?
That can happen, man.
Yeah, man.
I put it in the private chat. Like you start getting, it's like The Sopranos and how Tony Soprano was obsessed with this shrink.
Yo, and Paris Duggar called me a clown for being smart. I appreciate that, because you calling me a clown by clarifying facts.
Called you dumb first.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, of course I'm dumb. Of course. So Paris Duggar, thank you for the generous contribution. Paris Duggar says it was Isaiah Thomas and Marbury clown. Okay, so if it was Isaiah Thomas and Stephon Marbury, and we all know this already. We all know this already because this happened multiple years ago. And you saying the same ridiculous shit over and over and over again, it don't make you look no smarter. Just drop it. You wrong. Everybody saw you in the chat. 70-something people and thousands of people that will watch this video know you are wrong. All you got to do is say it was MSG and we just move on.
Yeah. Like you can't, just because Dolan is the head of the snake, and all that stuff, don't mean that that's what he is as well. Like, that's like, I don't know, it's maybe controversial, but I'm going to say I don't care. Some Catholic priests were being inappropriate with I know it's been happening. It's happened. Been inappropriate with little boys. Does it mean all Catholics play with little boys?
No, it does not mean that.
I mean, because some terrorists, bomb people and were Muslim. Does that mean all Muslims are terrorists? No,
it doesn't.
It's the same thing. It's just craziness.
Come on, bro. Come on, man.
I know those are extreme examples, but I mean, it's the same kind of stuff, man.
Yeah, and you would expect, and I expect my man to be smarter than that. I expect him to be sharper than that, bro. But that right there, come on, man. Mm-hmm. Hey, yo, and two, for the people that don't know that I curse, I'm sorry, I apologize. I try not to do it on a live stream, man. But
tip jar.
Yeah, man, my bad. I'll super chat it. My bad, Lee. My bad to everybody, man, for what I'm saying, using some
No, you're all right. You're all right. Because
you ain't offending me.
You damn sure ain't offending me, but it needed to be said because you know what I'm saying, you're still trying to drive a point and it's mute. It's mute. It doesn't go nowhere. And also, that was over 10 years ago. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So
World
let's
was
let that
different.
rest.
Yeah.
Let's let that rest. And also, too,
Yeah.
James Dolan wasn't in the room. Period.
Right.
At the end of the day. Now,
So,
going back to this young, hold on a second,
right.
Coach. Let me get this because
No,
I've
you
been
know,
trying
go
to
ahead,
get this
brother.
point
Go
off.
ahead.
Now, when it comes to this young man Primo, you know what I'm saying? I feel like this: if Latrell Sprewell can get a second chance from choking out a coach, then obviously this young man does, and he does need some other counseling and things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? For him to move on, hopefully with his career. You understand what I'm saying? Should it be a death sentence? No, it shouldn't be. You understand what I'm saying?
On either side. On either side.
Either
Because the
too.
lady's a
And
victim
also,
too. Yeah.
yeah. But also too, to some degree, we weren't in the room with them when this happened, so we cannot put past judgment. You know what I'm saying? Only thing we can say is, at the end of the day, because he has control over himself, that was a poor decision. You understand what I'm saying? And whomever the male people in his life, or even female to some extent, should grab him and really sit down and have a serious conversation about behavior. Period.
And he's lucky. What he's lucky for, if he is struggling with some type of impulsivity issues,
Right.
okay, like a monkey in a cage whacking it,
Yeah.
then he does need help. And you need more help than just walking around the building pulling your thing out. Like that's a sign of like crying for like instability in your, like this is moving on to what's the next thing, right? Are you in a nightclub? And because he's 19, man. He's 19. So what is this? The beginning of his charades? So the only thing I'm doing is I'm playing the side is if he does not get appropriate help, there's a man walking around the city right now doing the same thing that he did.
Right.
And no one's saying nothing, but then it leads to him starting to stalk women.
Yeah.
And then it leads to this because he's not in a place to get the mental help. All these things don't start off with, the worst case. It's a buildup because they get away with this thing that isn't, and they get high off of it. It's an adrenaline rush, right? Like that's what they're after. They're just after that high. Now what's really interesting is this, like, why would he do it with the psychologist? So why?
Because he got issue.
Right. So he's already with the psychologist and he's pulling it out on her.
Right.
So from the human points, forget that he's a basketball player. This guy's not ready to play in the NBA.
Nah.
Respect him. He needs to go through some therapy and come back. As a mature adult, the kid's 19. He's got plenty of time. He'll get his second chance, but he needs to focus on him.
Right.
He don't need
but he mentioned that in his statement. He mentioned that in the statement that he released the day he was released. He mentioned that in the statement he released, saying he had clear mental health issues. And I think they were ones that some that he didn't know and some that he did know about, but you know what I'm saying? So he's getting help for it. So
the thing is, we don't know this young man's background. We don't know his upbringing.
Exactly.
We don't know what he's been through.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like he might have been sexually assaulted growing up. You know what I'm saying?
More than likely he has, because
you know what I'm saying? So that's why he might have mental health issues. And a lot of, being a medical professional myself, I know most mental health issues stem from that background.
From traumatic experiences early on in their early childhood development.
And some people go to drugs, some people go to sex, some people go to whatever they choose.
Go to violence. Yes.
So in the end, like I said, it's not a condoning of the action.
Nope.
This is a young man who obviously he's 19 years old. This is all this guy's got right now. He didn't go to college. I mean, was he a one and done?
He went to Alabama.
Yeah. So he doesn't have a full college education. He doesn't have any background. He's all in with basketball.
Yep.
So he's gonna be done for life. You know what I'm saying?
I think he'll always have a job in basketball because nobody got hurt.
Right.
So let's sign a sex offender.
Or physically hurt. Now, emotionally,
right?
There probably some. Yeah,
you know what? Let's all be honest. Sometimes we kind of use these words to make the situation feel bigger and worse than what it is. Like sexual assault. Well, by the definition, that's what it is, and it makes us feel bad because it labels people, and people don't need labels. Like from a human standpoint, I want to see this guy get fixed so he can be a light for people who are having the same problem. Like he needs to give back. He'll need to give back because not everybody's in these type of situations to have this much resources, right? Because the next step is him in a parking garage. This is a predatorial mindset, and I've studied a lot of psychology. Like anyway. This could lead to the next step.
Yeah, but there is recourse. So the recourse part has started. Now, if he demonstrates a propensity to do this beyond a normal level of recourse,
right,
then he's not an NBA player, and he ain't even worth talking about no more.
Yeah,
right. But let me read this thing from Paris Duggar. Paris Duggar says, so let's sign a sex offender to play in NYC.
Yeah, I mean it is ironic. The city's got a lot of problems.
Wow.
Yeah. So yeah, I ain't gonna get on that, man. I'm gonna talk about something else just real quick. I got another way to get Coach going. I'm gonna be a rock in Coach shoe right now, and I don't mean to because that's my homeboy. Right.
I like wearing Crocs.
Yeah. So I'm gonna be a rock in your croc.
There you go.
All right. So here's the thing. Hey, shout out to Adam G. Adam G is in the building. Hey, Adam G, I saw your comments, bro. We had a lot of stuff going on, man. The conversation got a little heavy right then. But I want to say this, bro. All right, I'm gonna say this to Knicks fans and basketball fans around the world. And if you get offended by it, I'm sorry. But I'm not the normal Knicks content creator. I'm a guy that like to have real conversations about real stuff.
And bless you for that.
I'm not going to talk about how hard I rooted for Emmanuel quickly to knock down the three. I ain't going to have that conversation right now. What I'm going to talk about is how Donovan Mitchell took his foot off the gas against us. Donovan Mitchell Sunday night could have put up 60 on us. And he could have had 18 assists on us. And he took his foot off the gas, right? The only time he put his foot on the gas is when Randall fouled him hard and walked away. The very next possession, Donovan Mitchell drove down the lane, spent off Obi, and dunked on Hartenstein. Easy. Now, I know y'all might not remember that play, right? Because it was a lot of plays in the game, Love knocking down threes, and all of that stuff. But Donovan Mitchell could have legit put up 50 on it. There was a play that RJ was ISO'd on Spider, and Spider took off to the rim, right? And RJ did his best to recover, and Donovan Mitchell stepped back and shot a three over RJ, who was down by the free throw line, right? And the showcase of athleticism with those two entities, one an exceptional athlete, and one is
from Canada.
Whatever you want to call it. He's not Donovan Mitchell athletically. Let's just say that, right? Hey, Lee. Let me say this real quick, and I'll let y'all rock, right? Because I want to get out of the way because I want to hear what y'all think. This man could have put up 50 on us and had 15 assists, and he took his foot off the gas because he likes New York. Now, Wednesday night, a dude that hates the Knicks is coming into the Garden, and he gonna try to humiliate us because we were in a playoff matchup with them, and we disrespected him from sunup to day. We called him every name under the. I called him Trey DeBarge because he looked like that singing group DeBarge, right? At DeBarge.
They said he was balding. You don't talk about a man's hairline.
We call him Bald Eagle. He was at the free throw line. He was at the free throw line, and we were like, "Let's go, Rayford! Let's go, Rayford!" And for those who know what Rayford is Trae Young's first name. That's his daddy name. Rayford is his granddaddy's name. That's why they call him Trae. Because he is the third generation Rayford Young, right? And at the free throw line, we were like, "Let's go, Rayford." We disrespected that man, and now he comes in Wednesday night, and we think that we might beat this Atlanta Hawks team. And we've been, and I don't know, Sally Lee, I don't know if y'all noticed this or not, but the Knicks have been struggling with perimeter defense.
Yeah.
And Trae Young is a perimeter player.
I have a question for the chat. Since what are we in? Do you think you should have gave it all up for Donovan Mitchell? Yeah.
It wasn't even all.
Give them anything they wanted, and you'd have 38, 12, 8 for 13 from 3. Give them anything they wanted. You could have had them.
Yeah, but you know what though? Trae Young will be here. Trae Young will be here tonight, and I think he's got an axe to grind, bro.
Oh yeah, this is the rivalry, man. This is why New York Knicks basketball is the top of it when they're winning, is because when you got a rivalry with the Knicks, there's nothing like it.
Right.
There's nothing like it going into that's why Jordan said his favorite place to play was Madison Square Garden.
Yeah. Yeah. When
Michael Jordan says that, there's a reason. There's a reason why MJ says that's his favorite place to play. Because when you beat the Knicks, you beat the fans. Because the fans care. So you not only do you beat the 5 guys on the court, you beat the 20,000 in the seats too. So it just means a lot more, man.
Yeah, man. And so
where's all those people that said that they shouldn't have signed, that you shouldn't have traded for Donovan Mitchell? Where are they at?
They are hiding, bro.
3 months ago, they was like, "Oh, I don't want to give it all. I'm not going to send them this. I'm not going to send them that for Donovan Mitchell."
I'm not sending Grimes, IQ, or Obi.
Everybody. You'd be looking at top 3 right now, bro.
That's not. Now, I can say this. You know what I'm saying? We can say that right now because hindsight is 2020 to some degree.
No, it was never 2020.
Hold on a second. Let me speak, man.
I got you.
All right, and I'm gonna say this. But to be honest, if you think about this, let me throw this out there and just for thoughts. You know what I'm saying? You know, you got to think when we so-called had the audacity just pop up in Dallas while they're playing this Utah and Dallas are playing each other, and we out here scouting said 2 players. You know what I'm saying? And we know we're going to get one. And the other one is just like, you know, I think Danny Ainge, he was like, you know what, it's like I think he felt slighted and disrespected. So I don't think that deal would have ever went down. You know what I'm saying? Because it just seemed like every time we came up with something, they were moving the goalpost. You understand what I'm saying? Right. So, you know, that's how I see it, Sully. You know what I mean. I would have loved to had Donovan Mitchell, but also too, you got to think at what cost do we really have to have this player? You know what I'm saying? Depleting our whole bench or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And then what's to say?
Cleveland I understand, Lee, but bro, they're 5-1 without Darius Garland. Darius Garland hasn't even played all year. When Darius Garland comes back, the Cleveland Cavaliers are playing like the best team in the NBA, and it's because of Donovan Mitchell.
If they're gonna count on Kevin Love scoring 28 points and Dean Wade shooting like that, then yeah, they deserve to win the championship. I'm sorry.
Exactly.
Don't get me wrong.
Darius Garland.
If we had Mitchell,
they don't need Kevin Love anymore.
I'm just saying, if we had Mitchell, yes, we would have been. I think we would have been a better team than Cleveland is right now. I'm not of this whole thing that besides Mitchell, Cleveland didn't impress. Their shooting impressed me that game. but their talent wasn't above and beyond. They barely beat us.
They're getting
with out of this world shooting
without their all-star point guard.
Right.
What do you think Darius Garland's going to do when he comes back and him and Spider
together?
I don't know. Maybe it might not work. Look what's happening. Is it working with Kyrie and Durant right now?
No. So here's a problem. I got a theory on Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant is the new Carmelo Anthony, but that's basically he's a professional scorer at this point. He can't do nothing else, man.
No, I get it, and like I said, I'm not saying they're not going to be better with Garland. Of course, they're probably going to be better. Everything points that way, but with my mentality in that is, if Cleveland is going to be shooting 23 of 50 threes every game, then crown their ass. I mean, especially from Dean Wade and Love. Come on, man. To me, Mitchell was a huge part of that, obviously, and all that stuff. And we didn't even have two of our best players. They didn't play well. And we were still leading by 9 going in the fourth with all that happening.
The New York Knicks.
That's how good our team is. Think about
the New York Knicks are literally a spider player away. Like, they need that
Gaston
30-point dude every night, right? Like, they need that.
We've been screaming after the last 3 or 4 years, though.
But who's to say that guy isn't 3 guys? Like, we have 3 guys that can do that every night. Like,
right, but you can't put pressure. No one on the Knicks scored 30 points against Cleveland. The highest score was 16. You're not going to
in that game.
Yeah, but you missed his point. What he was trying to say is that we have 3 players that are capable of the same magnitude in doing that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's just that we just, first of all, I think we still gelling. You know what I'm saying? That's a lot of it, and that's a lot of it. You know what I'm saying? And also too, we just got to tighten up on that perimeter defense. Period. Overall, because but listen what I'm saying, Sully, but that's where we lost the game. You know what I'm saying? When you leave your front door wide open, you can't help it if a flies, birds, bugs, roaches, and rats just walk right through with ease, and they're in your kitchen. Right. You know what I'm saying?
But I hear
you got to learn to put a screen on that door.
You got to put a screen.
I just don't think we game planned.
No,
we weren't going to let. Of course, we're going to let Dean Wade and Kevin Love shoot. What the hell have they done?
No, Dean Wade is a very good shooter.
Yeah. Okay, well, I'll put it this way: if they both shot their average, we would have won that game.
No, actually, Dean Wade shoots 40% from 3. I think.
Okay, well, he shot like 80 that game.
Well, yeah, so did Mitchell, but. Those are the type of games you got to fade in a 7-game
I understand,
series.
but the thing is, to me, I don't think.
So let me ask you this: do you think
results of the other team don't always paint the picture of a need that we had? Like, to me, it's easy to say, "Oh, our perimeter defense sucks because they made all those threes." Not all of them were wide open.
No, they were shooting out of their mind.
Right.
Yeah.
So I mean, go ahead.
So what I'm saying is, do you think so? What's the Knicks' problem? Why they weren't able to close that game out? Why they only score 15 points in the fourth quarter? They're closing rotation
because, yeah, okay. I think.
Who was the last 5 on the court? What was the last 5 dudes on the court on that game?
They left Mitchell and Evan in.
Okay,
they left Mitchell Robinson and Evan Fournier, who missed 3 shots in the fourth quarter, and they kept him in.
So is RJ Barrett not living up to? Is RJ Barrett taking the next step this year?
Yeah, not yet.
I mean, I felt he was in the first half of this game, but all of a sudden he stopped shooting, or the sets didn't come his way. I don't know what the hell the story was. But
I think you coach. I feel you, coach, but I don't know, bro. Donovan Mitchell is an excellent player. And I understand what you say. We have 3 guys that could probably do it, But the point that I have been making, and I don't know if it's correct, but I do think it at least needs to be addressed, is if these three guys were consistent every night, then we wouldn't have this issue. Our issue is that we don't have three guys that we can depend on to produce the same production as a Donovan Mitchell every night.
Right.
That's why I brought up the Cam Reddish thing. 22 in the first game, and not even 15 points in the game since.
But how many minutes did he play that game?
So it's only 10 games, Coach. Like, that's the other thing people like maybe should recognize is like the Miami Heat were 53-29 last year, right? The Atlantic Hawks were the 8th seed, and they were 43-39. The best team in the conference is only 10 losses or 10 wins more.
Okay.
You're only playing for 10 games. You're not playing for 82. So
right.
So that's the difference between Jimmy Butler and not having Jimmy
RJ
Butler.
Barrett.
Not having yeah. What I was getting at too is this. Like, if you thought Donovan Mitchell toyed with you in Cleveland, he toyed with the Knicks backcourt. He legit got Jalen Brunson and jab step Brunson backed up and he hit a 3 in Jalen Brunson's face. Right? And we don't consider Donovan Mitchell an elite shooter. Right? He toyed with Brunson, jab step, and then shot a 3 in his face. You know what I'm saying? He took 2 steps on RJ and backed up, and RJ did that stupid Scooby-Doo run to the rim and then realized Donovan Mitchell was at the 3-point line and tried to recover. If you think Donovan Mitchell toyed with us on Sunday, Trae Young ain't toying with us, bro.
Donovan Mitchell is CJ McCollum and Dame Lillard combined.
Here's my hot take.
He's not as good a shooter as Dame, but he's a CJ McCollum type of game, and CJ can go out there and drop 40. Right. Easy.
We're going to beat the brakes off Atlanta. How about that?
I think so too.
Because Jalen Brunson took this personally. And we got 3 days of work on. We have 3 days of work on it. Watch what happens. That's all I'm saying.
I like the Knicks
clip it.
Atlanta.
Yeah, let me say this about the Hawks game. I don't think we're going to beat the brakes off them, but I do believe we can win. If we do the We Are Family, if we do the Kumbaya, come by here, if we do the Grateful Dead stance, where it's like the Big 15, if we have the Mighty Duck situation, where everybody come together and believe in teamwork and all that stuff, bro, I think we might be able to win. And right, but here's the thing, just real quick. Here's the thing. Atlanta, they don't have to do that, bro. Atlanta got weapons. All they need is for one dude to find one weakness in that Tom Thibodeau defense, and they can exploit it all night long like Lionel Richie. And there's nothing you can do, right? There's nothing you can do because I know y'all. It's some old people in here. I know y'all done dance to that song all night long. I know it's some 50 somethings in here. I know they done all night.
Siesta.
All night.
Forever.
Come on.
Yeah, man. You know what I'm saying?
We're talking about post Commodores.
Yes. And what I'm saying is not that I don't believe in the Knicks, bro. Man, I'm on the internet 12 o'clock at night talking about my favorite team. Y'all know I believe in the Knicks, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm making friends with people I would never have met in my life unless I did this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm making friends with people that, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm a Knicks fan, right?
Right.
So y'all know I believe in the Knicks, man. You know what I'm saying? But we don't have a Trae Young and we don't have a DeJounte Murray. And it's going to be on display tomorrow night. Now, what we do have is a Randall, a Brunson, and an RJ. And if we can play together as a unit, if we can turn this into a Mighty Ducks moment, then we might be able to win. But if this turns into Julius Randle hero ball, we lost. If this turns into Jalen Brunson redemption tour type thing, we lost. If this turns into we have to depend on RJ's 3-point shooting, guess what? We lost. You know what I'm saying? So I understand where y'all getting at because I believe, I want to believe too.
They got to get in foul trouble. They better get the Hawks in foul trouble.
Yeah,
and
man.
I'm after right now, the Hawks season could be done this month. Check this out. Hawks play tomorrow night. They play the Knicks. Then they play the Pelicans. Then they play the Bucks. Then they play the Jazz. Then they play the 76ers, the Bucks again, the Celtics, the Raptors, and then the Cavaliers. That's 10 games. They might be done. Like that schedule is not a joke because the Jazz are for real, and that's a sleeper. That's a sleeper game. They're gonna split that 76ers game, but I think they lose to the Knicks, the Pelicans, and the Bucks. That's a 3-game losing streak. So the Hawks could be done. This could be their season.
Let me read I'm gonna read these super chats just real quick, y'all. Just be patient with me as I try to. I'm trying to do it as fast as I can. I'm on this
TikTok.
Yeah, I'm on this outdated laptop, bro. So I'm trying to.
Oh man.
Yeah, let me do. Okay. All right. So
season ain't early.
Yeah. So Kaiser Sose, thank you for the generous contribution. Kaiser Sose says, what the Knicks should have did is trade up for Shaedon Sharpe. Sharpe looks like some of us watched them too. Sharpe has a elite athleticism, size, and he has the it factor, right? Another one of the things that I was saying early on, him and Ben Mathurin. Yes. And Paris Duggar, thank you for the generous contribution. Paris Duggar says, so Donovan gets double kicks it to RJ for 3, clink. Y'all know what that means. Y'all know what that means. I don't even have to elaborate on that. And I agree with him. The only reason why I really agree with Paris Duggar now is because it's early in the season, and we know how RJ struggles shooting early in the season. We don't even have to get we don't even have to get into that, man.
Yeah, and the thing is, the only thing honestly Donovan would have added to this team was a go-to guy, a consistent go-to guy. Everything else he does, we already have. I'll be honest with you.
What's it?
Like,
okay,
because Jalen Brunson is creating the other things that Donovan Mitchell creates.
What's the difference between Ryan Tannehill and Josh Allen?
Talent.
Like it's not even.
No,
it's not even.
No. That's different.
They both run. They're both the same height. They both run. They
don't have the same arm talent. Come on.
Ryan Tannehill's got a gun.
Not like Josh Allen.
But nobody had one like Josh Allen.
He's not Josh Allen, but he's got a gun.
But I understand what you're saying. It's like
Ryan Tannehill was also a wide receiver at one time.
Yeah. It's like one dude looks the part and the other dude is the part.
Right. Donovan Mitchell is who you want in Game 7. Like, he's more than just a go-to guy, man. He is, for some reason, people believe in the guy. And I'm not saying for some reason, but this is proven to me, Rudy Gobert held him back.
Yes.
Rudy Gobert was the whole toxicity of
and Mike Conley, I'm telling you, bro,
they held him back.
The whole what I'm trying to tell everybody is this. What you saw Sunday is not an aberration, bro.
Right. This man is.
There's a reason why I wanted him. Don't get it twisted.
This dude, Donovan Mitchell, is a top 10 player.
Right.
Would you rather have Donovan Mitchell or Anthony Davis?
Donovan Mitchell.
Thank you.
Would
you rather have Donovan Mitchell or Klay Thompson?
Donovan Mitchell.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, bro.
Right now, Donovan Mitchell looks top 5. You ain't putting up these numbers these are insane numbers.
Especially at his age.
Bro.
Yeah. And look, okay, so the Knicks schedule coming up. Check this out. Timberwolves. Hold on. You got the Hawks, you got the Celtics, and you got the Timberwolves, the Nets, the Pistons, the Thunder, the Jazz, the Nuggets, the Warriors, the Suns. So y'all got to win these next 7. Because when you get into the Nuggets, Warriors, Suns, that's 3. That could be 0-3, right? So the Knicks are at a little bit of a turn point. See, I think the beginning of the season mattered more than the end. Because I think the beginning of the season is when the championships teams are, because it's hard to play game 75 when you're beat up and you're hurt and you got to win that game. And now those last 10 games feel like playoff games.
Right.
You should have just got those 7 or 8 wins in the beginning, man, when everybody was slacking.
Right.
And hurt.
Right. Like this is what I'm saying. Like this season, if the Knicks lose to the Timberwolves and if the Knicks lose to the Brooklyn Nets and the Detroit Pistons and the Oklahoma City Thunder, where are they making up them 3 losses at?
Yeah, well, Sally, think about this though.
You know,
all right. So because I understand where you're going, but think about this. So the next 3 games, we have Atlanta, who's a rival. We have Philly, who's a rival, and we have Boston.
Right.
That's a rival, right? So this week of games, these 3 games, if we lose all 3, that means the Knicks are on a 5-game losing streak.
Yeah, you won't lose all 3.
Right. I'm just throwing out the ifs, right? Now, if the Knicks go on a 5-game losing streak, we would think that the sky is falling, especially with that tough schedule that you mentioned.
Well, you got a little bit of it. You got an easy part of the schedule because you got the Nets, the Pistons, and the Thunder.
You think that's easy, right?
Boy,
but the Thunder are balling right now.
They do have one of the best turnover. They're the best scoring on turnover team.
Yeah,
they create a lot of turnovers.
We don't often dominate teams like the Pistons. Right. Since we beat the Pistons already, I think the Pistons are going to be coming in ready to. You know what I'm saying?
And then you got a 5-game road trip. You go to Utah, you go to Denver, you go to Golden State, you go to Phoenix, then you go to OKC. Yeah, this is a really big part of the schedule for the Knicks.
Right.
In my opinion, because it's going to be hard if you go. Let's say you go 3-7 on this next 10 games. That's not good.
No, that's terrible.
That's not good. And I can see that happening, but I could also see. I think the next 10 just get 6-4. You'd be good.
Yeah, but the thing about it is, and so this is the thing. And like one of the things I wanted to mention to Coach about us and the consistency of those players that Coach had faith in. I want to have faith in them too, Coach.
Right.
But they gotta step their game up, be consistent. Right. Mm-hmm. Like I'm not talking about is consistently scoring 20 points a game. What I'm saying is when they kick out that corner 3 to you, you gotta knock it down at a reasonable clip. You know what I'm saying? You can't be hot one night, cold the next night. You know what I'm saying? Then 3 games later, you hot and you begging for the ball. And then when they start kicking it to you, now you cold. You know what I'm saying? We got to have some professional. We got to have like dependable guys.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like for instance, we need Cam Reddish to get back to his elite perimeter defense that he showed at the beginning of the season. So Coach, did you get a chance to see Cam Reddish's defensive rating for the season?
Yeah, 112.
Yeah, you see how it went from 101 to 112?
Mm-hmm.
So how does that go from you being an elite perimeter defender to just another guy?
To me, I don't know if it was the flow of the game. Like I don't want to blame Tibbs' rotations and all that. Like I don't know why he's not playing more minutes. Like because honestly, he had something going last game,
right?
And they put that fire out to me by having him come out.
I think it's a coach. I want to agree with you, but I think it's a combination of both. I think it's more so with himself and making the most out of the opportunities that he gets to allow Tibbs to give him more extended minutes. You know what I'm saying? Because when you step out there and you're not being aggressive, you understand what I'm saying? And sometimes I think when he gets out there with Quickly and D Rose, he kind of falls back and expects them to find him in his spots, where you're gonna have to sometimes create your own opportunities. You know what I'm saying, when you're out there. You know, and I think and if that's a lack of motor or even confidence, you know what I'm saying, he needs to get whatever the hell it is, he needs to shake it off. You know, as far as Cam goes. But now going to our 3 key players, they need to step up as well and be more assertive as they go. You know what I'm saying? And and I also feel like, I don't want to say this, but I'll sit there and I've been watching the games, these last 3 games over and over again, with all my free time, and I'm sitting there and I'm like, I'm worried if Randall's gonna have a implosion. You know what I'm saying? And it's all about it's right now. I think everything we got going on right now, besides gelling, is also too psychological, and we need to get out our own way. And that goes, for all those people like I mentioned.
Yep.
I mean, if you look at all the top, like if you look at the teams that we played. I mean, like I said this last time. I forget the last time I said it, but I mean, think about who we losing to and how we lost. Even in the game against Milwaukee, who, let's face it, right now they're undefeated.
They're the cream of the crop, bro.
And even with Giannis playing out of his mind and them doing what they were doing, we were in quicksand. Like we weren't 100% out of it until like towards the end. Like we kept fighting in that game when we weren't at our best. You know what I'm saying? But and out of our 3 losses, technically that was our worst, loss because of the points we lost by. But you look at our other 2 losses, bro. We had those games, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and so we should be 5-1 right now. We really should.
But coach, let me ask this: How come we let those teams off the hook?
Because we weren't consistent. We didn't finish.
And that's why Cleveland's 5-1 and the Knicks are 3-3.
Right. I mean,
they're more than
Mariano Rivera.
It's more than a go-to guy, though, Coach. Like that's the thing that's the point. Like when you summed up Mitchell, like, it's more than a go-to guy.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like that's what he brings. Like he doesn't like the other things that he's going to do for us. I think Jalen Brunson's doing for us right now, anyway. But all that Donovan would have gave us, I mean, I'm saying all, but it's huge, is that go-to guy. And right now, someone has to step up for the Knicks and be that go-to guy for us.
Right.
He's not going to just be traded for or signed anytime soon.
He could have been.
He's not going to come walking through the door.
Right. So, and that's why this is why we're looking at the Knicks and we're going, okay, this Atlanta game is a big game. It's not a little game. Like you can look at the East. I mean, the goal is to make the playoffs, right? Not to play.
Yeah, this is a crossroads game for us right now.
Right. Like these games mean a lot. Like the schedule for the Knicks at the end is weak. It's a weak schedule at the end. You gotta
get there though, right, bro.
Those games
we
might not mean
put ourselves in a position to
because I thought this year is pretty much like playoffs or not. Like this year was like no play-ins, right? Because I don't think you're going to be out of the play-ins looking by the schedule, man. I mean, Magic is 1-7, Pistons are 2-6. There's some bad teams down there. So, and the Magic are looking a lot better than what their record says.
Yeah, they need a point guard, bro.
Yeah, man. Mosley sends all those big dudes out there. It's like a football team.
Yeah, I watched them in OKC tonight.
Me too.
They are one guard away from being better than the Knicks, bro.
They're literally Cole Anthony away from being better than the Knicks.
Yeah, if I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. If I'm Orlando, I'm checking on Russell Westbrook.
You go from Bowl, then you go to Mo Bamba. Then you got Franz Wagner. Then you got Banchero. Then you got Wendell Carter.
Wendell Carter put up 30 tonight.
Right.
Easy 32.
Oh, I was calling him at the beginning of the year. I was like, he could be an all-star this year. He won't be because they suck, but if they were winning, he'd be an all-star.
Right.
But that's a nice Duke connection they got right there. Banchero and Wendell Carter, man.
Yeah, man.
But that's a team that could steal that is a team that could steal your season.
Yeah.
Because they get their 10 wins off of you. They get 2 of their 10 wins from you.
I want to. The coach made an excellent point, bro. And I don't want to get bogged down like in the mud or anything, coach. But I ain't gonna lie to you. The thing that you keep mentioning to me is a fascinating point. I wish we could elaborate it more clearly, right? But let me say, Paris Tucker, thank you for the generous contribution. Paris Tucker says Donovan Mitchell isn't a 26-year-old Melo. We tried that. But here's the thing I just want to say real quick about Coach's point. Coach, if we can unlock these kids, bro, and they can become that support system that you mentioned, like instead of saying we don't need Giannis because we have 3 dudes that can do what Giannis does, if we can get that consistently, I would be absolutely with you, bro. Right? But if you name to me the 3 that can do the things that Donovan Mitchell do, and they do them on a nightly basis, then I'll be able to ride with you. But until we can get consistently, like until these guys become dependable, I just can't. You know what I'm saying? You know how like your homeboy really want to go, but he kind of don't want to go because his money ain't right. But he's like, come on, man, it'll be fun. You know what I'm saying? I'm that dude right now. Like I want to go with you, but I just can't. I can't depend on Obi every night. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not knocking Obi, right? And I'm not knocking Cam. I'm just saying whichever three that you pick that are gonna do this thing, if they can do that and do that consistently, I'm with you. I'm with you.
My thing is this. What is the Knicks' strength right now over other teams? Right now, I think it's
headbands. I think it's headbands, bro. We got the dopest headband game.
And biblical names.
Biblical name. Yo, we have the nicest guys in the NBA, bro.
No, besides that, our second team, our bench play is head and shoulders above most of the league. If anyone says different, they're just hating. I mean, the stats say it. Okay, yeah. That's where the Knicks have been in these games and winning some of these games because of our second unit a lot of times. Because our second unit is a lot better than the other team's second unit. So that's where our niche right now is. Now, I think our second team could be better if Evan Fournier was on it.
No, God dog it, coach. Come on, man.
And let me tell you why. The Knicks starting lineup is in desperate need for a more athletic perimeter defender. Someone that can defend the best backcourt play or one of the 1, 2, or 3 position athlete on the other team. And that is the one thing that Grimes does represent, and obviously Cam Reddish.
Optimus Grimes.
So, with that being said, because here's the thing, and this is, I'm going to put on my excuse for RJ hat.
Hi.
You can't expect RJ to be the pillar of our offense or him do things on offense and start off the game as a 3 covering the best athlete on the other team.
Well, just trade RJ for Kevin Huerter.
Yeah, well, Kevin Huerter ain't going to do anything on offense, though.
Yes, he will. Kevin Huerter is averaging 18 points a game.
Well, we'll see how long that lasts.
He's a baller, bro.
Bro, come on.
He's a baller in 6 games.
Coach, come on.
Coach, you got to watch a little bit of these other teams, brother.
Yeah,
I'm watching the game. Look. I'm not going to crown someone in 6 games, just like I ain't going to bury somebody in 6 games.
You think RJ's better than Desmond Bane?
No. Yeah. He's a better all-around player than Desmond Bane. Yes.
No, he's not.
No, he's not.
Oh, my goodness.
No, he's not.
No, he ain't better than Desmond Bane.
Nowhere near it.
Okay. We can agree to disagree.
You think RJ is better than who else would be a
Okay, this isn't turning into how good RJ is or RJ's fault. I'm just saying RJ isn't supposed to be our number 1 defender on their team's best athlete. If we're counting on that, we're in trouble.
Coach, he's a 6'6". Coach, he's a 6'6" athlete, bro. What else is he supposed to do?
Some people ain't watching Desmond Bane.
Desmond Bane is not doing that on a consistent basis.
Oh, jeez.
Okay, Coach.
He didn't even do that against us. What do you mean?
Yeah, but the next night he scored 41.
Okay, so
did RJ Barrett score 41 yet?
Not yet. He scored 46 though. I mean, I'm just saying, like y'all are crowning somebody for something they did a couple times. I'm not trying to bury somebody.
I wasn't even trying to go there. I wasn't even trying to go there. I was trying to defend Evan Fournier But clearly,
But Evan Fournier can have a role. The role I'm talking about, Evan Fournier, is the second unit needs someone with
Jesus.
They need a veteran with a more clear head to help that group.
Come on, bro.
Because right now there's too many wild cards in that group.
So the fact that Derrick Rose is a veteran in that unit doesn't even matter.
But he hasn't been playing that many minutes with them. He's been doing it in spots.
Evan Fournier should be the starter for the Knicks.
Yeah, I don't see why not.
Right. Because Evan Fournier offers you exactly what you need for the three other guys that are on the floor. Because if you take Emmanuel Quickley out of his role of facilitating and shooting and have him just playing off being the fourth option on the first unit, now you're taking away his talent. Why are you wanting?
Why is that taken away? We're counting on him to make buckets, timely buckets for open threes for us.
Right?
He can do that on the second unit.
So who's doing that? Who's doing a better job of that right now? Evan Fournier. When you look at their numbers, Evan Fournier or Emmanuel Quickley. I'll give you a hint.
I'm not saying it should be Quickley starting.
No,
but Coach, I didn't say Quickley should start. But my thing is, right now our weakness isn't score. Only the fourth quarter of the last game was the first time our weakness was scoring. Okay, up until the fourth quarter of the last game, we have not had a problem getting buckets. Okay, so all Evan Fournier represents for us is getting more buckets. We don't need more buckets with that first unit. I'm getting tired of having 34, 32 first quarters. Really? And 33, 31.
I like that personally.
It's nice when we're on the better side of it. But
right.
What I'm saying is, if we flip that script, I think we can keep the other team from getting going earlier. And we can still generate enough offense, like we've been with the other guys. That's just because I think RJ is going to not have that on him in the first quarter. He might be able to get going earlier because he won't have that defensive responsibility.
We can't say Mike though. We can't use Mike in this thing because.
Okay, I'll say he will. Okay, then I'll say he will then.
Because if Evan Fournier was more explosive, he'd be the league MVP. You know what I'm saying?
I'm saying if he didn't have the defensive burden, because he can't do it. He can't do it.
That's the most important quarter, Coach. He
can't handle it. Now. I'll be honest, Coach, and the offensive side.
But Coach, what I'm saying to you is okay. So about 20 minutes ago, we had the discussion about three guys off the Knicks bench that could do what Donovan Mitchell does. And we know we don't have three. I was
saying that we had three players in general. I'm not saying they were off the bench.
Right. Okay. So we still, but yeah. So say if it's three guys, right? Just three random guys. Say whatever. But my counter to that to you at that point, and I'm just saying this just because I want to be consistent in what it is that I'm saying, right? If we had three guys that could do that thing, then we would not even have a discussion about Fournier coming off the bench because they could do that thing consistently. But we know Evan Fournier is a 40% three-point shooter, right? Evan Fournier is going to shoot somewhere in the 70s from the free throw line, right? You can depend on Evan Fournier knocking down the three. If you take Evan Fournier out of that lineup and bring in, say, start Cam Reddish, who's struggling from three, now you have Brunson, that's not a three-point shooter. Mitchell Robinson's not a three-point shooter. Now you're depending on RJ Barrett and Julius Randle to knock down threes.
Yeah, but we've been winning games without making threes.
I'm saying, but listen what I'm saying. So you have Jalen Brunson, who's not a three-point shooter, and then you have Mitchell Robinson, and so now you're depending on RJ Barrett, Cam Reddish, and Julius Randle to knock down threes.
But can I say something?
Open threes.
But can I say something, Freeze? But then we wouldn't be looking at that turnstile at the two where we're constantly worried about, you know what I'm saying, Fournier getting cooked. Because I mean, it's great when he puts them down, but it hurts even more when you're giving up more than what you're putting out. You understand what I'm saying? Versus saying somebody who you know could possibly at least stop them, because he's not nullifying anything. You know what I'm saying? He's giving up more. He's more of a liability.
And neither is Cam Reddish. Cam Reddish's defensive rating right now is 112.
But
Who's he stopping?
It's a make or miss league.
But also too, but also too though. Look where he's coming from. Though, you know what I'm saying? He's coming off the bench with this. You know what I'm saying? Versus say put him in the start of the game.
So, oh my God, Lee. So you're saying Cam Reddish's defensive rating spiking to 112 against bench players would be better playing against NBA starting small forwards? Lee, come on, don't do that.
All right. Well,
I think in spite of the rating, yes.
So let me ask you a question, Coach. Are you willing to sacrifice losing the first quarter for better defense?
That's what it sounds like, bro.
Because that's exactly
Evan Fournier isn't creating
Coach
points for us in the first quarter. What you show me the stat of how many first quarter points Evan Fournier is scoring for us.
But okay,
so how much he's creating?
We'll use a player named Davis Bertans because he does nothing but shoot 3-pointers.
Shoot 3-pointers, yeah.
And he has a job in the NBA because he can shoot the corner three at like 50%.
Yep.
And by Evan Fournier being on the offensive side of the ball, creates space for Jalen Brunson to do his 4 dribble move, stutter step, fakes, post spin, fadeaway jumper at the free throw line. Right? So my question is, the most important quarter to win in an NBA basketball game is the first quarter. It's like if you win the first quarter, you're going to win like 70% of the time.
Yeah.
That's how important it is to win the first.
All right, what's the percentage of having a 9-point lead going in the fourth quarter?
Did you win the first quarter?
I don't know. Y'all, that's really niche what y'all talking about, man. That's really niche.
The first quarter is by far the most important quarter to win. There's no quarter more important because then you're going into the next quarter with an edge. Because basketball is a game of 4 games. It's not one big game. Basketball is 4 different games.
I'm not debating that point with you at all. But okay, I'm debating how much Fournier is helping our first quarter production.
Just space. If you're winning games, then the formula's working. Because you can't have it both ways, right, Coach? You can't say, well, we're winning, and then we're going to change our starting lineup. Well, what happens when you start losing? We've already discovered that the number 1 seed in the NBA East will have 10 less losses than the bottom 8. It's only 10 games. There's only a 10-game difference between you and the number 1 seed. 8 versus 1. So you gambling on these rotations is not worth the results you're getting now.
Giving ground.
There's nothing.
You don't want to give ground early.
You have nowhere to bend. This isn't you do in baseball. Like you can do because there's more games. But man, there's just not a lot of places to look. Evan Fournier is a starting shooting guard in the NBA on the New York Knicks.
Yeah, but Evan Fournier has a plus minus of minus 15.
Those metrics are
Quickly's a plus 21,
right?
And Cam Reddish is a plus 3.
But they'll let Quickly shoot,
right?
They'll let Quickly chuck it. They're not going to let Fournier chuck it,
right? And then plus 2. And we talking about Quickly's plus minus. What about Quickly's 3-point percentage?
Oh, it's abysmal. I'm not gonna.
Right. And Fournier right now, Coach, just hear me out on this. I'm not saying Fournier should be the long-term starter at the 2 for the Knicks. What I'm saying is if we replace him, we just need a better and consistent replacement.
Yeah.
We can't just say this is our problem. Just throw another guy in there because his name is not Fournier.
Oh, I'm just saying, but you're saying, but Cam and D Rose are both shooting a higher 3-point percentage than he is.
Right now. Then Fournier?
Yeah, I think they are.
Right. So right now, Evan Fournier is shooting 42.4% from the floor, 40.5% from 3, 85.7% from. Oh, wait. Let me go back.
No, you got it right.
So he's 85.7% from the free throw line, right? How in the world do we look to replace?
What's wrong with that?
Okay, now say Cam's 100% from the free throw line.
But
he's shooting
Cam
over
has a better-
for he's shooting
on how
better.
many attempts? But on how many attempts?
Okay, but give the man more attempts. We've
So
tried this
you're
route.
saying-
It's time to try to give Cam some route.
How about he earned more attempts?
I think he has earned more minutes.
No. If he earned more attempts, he'd be shooting more free throws.
So
No,
you're
I'm talking
saying
about
that Cam Reddish
minutes
should be the
in
starting
general.
shooting guard for the. You think Cam Reddish should start?
If I was the coach right now, yeah.
Or RJ at the 2, Cam at the 3, something like that. Whatever
that turns out to be. Yeah.
So what you're saying is start Cam, let Fournier be the 6th man.
Quickly it'd be the 6th man.
Fournier now is 7.
No.
Yeah, Fournier.
So he's only getting 18 minutes a night because the 7th guy only gets 18 minutes a night. He don't get 25.
Yeah.
I mean, iHeart's getting those kind of minutes.
Yeah,
iHeart's the center though. That's different. That's not a.
But Sally, what he's saying is if Fournier goes to the bench, he's not the first guy off the bench. It's going to be quickly Obi Hartenstein off the bench, and
Where's
then a
Fournier
wing player, and then a wing player, and then that wing player is whoever is backing up Cam Reddish, whether it's Fournier or Grimes.
Mm-hmm.
Tom Thibodeau's rotation is the starting 5, and then it's quickly Obi and Hartenstein. And it depends on if Mitch gets in foul trouble. So if Mitch gets in foul trouble first, then Hartenstein is the first guy.
So
but if the Knicks are flowing offensively, it's Obi, it's IQ and Obi off the bench.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what he's saying. So basically, Fournier would be like the 4th guy off the bench.
So he's getting 15 minutes a night.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing: Fournier is already not getting traditional starter minutes. He's only getting 25 minutes.
Yeah.
He's not getting 38.
Yeah.
But is that because they're playing? Is that because they're? So how many minutes is Cam getting? Let's see.
I think 17,
18, something like that. 17, 18.
Who's getting all these extra minutes?
Cam.
Okay.
Cam, when you put him in the starting seat,
I just want them to swap minutes at minimum.
Okay, you want to swap the minutes. Okay.
Oh, you want them to swap evenly? I thought you wanted to put Cam in and then Cam play 30 minutes.
No, I would like that. Yeah.
I thought that's what you wanted. Is that not what you want?
Yeah. Fournier don't need to be in there unless he's making a shot. Period.
Okay.
So that's his only worth.
You want Fournier to go down to 18 and Cam to go up to 25.
That's just a starting point.
Okay. Yeah. What it probably look more like is Cam getting 30 with RJ, and then Derrick Rose.
Then you just
and Fournier. So it'll be Derrick Rose and Fournier splitting 30 minutes.
Then just trade them.
Yeah, that's basically what it boils down to.
That's what I've been wanting to do.
Yeah, you just need to trade them.
Yeah.
But my thing is, if IQ's effectiveness coming off the bench will affect how much. Like on a night IQ's doing well, Cam might get a 25-minute night. You know what I'm saying? Like
who's getting the point guard minutes though?
So this would be a really good trade for the Lakers
D Rose.
if they wanted to.
So D Rose. So on that night, Fournier gets 0 minutes.
What do you mean?
Yeah. No. Listen to what I'm saying because you only get 240 minutes in an NBA game between the 5 positions unless you go to overtime, and so I know you understand that already. I'm not trying to act like I'm a genius. I know you know that point already. But what it is if IQ gets more minutes because of Cam, right? That means the other point guards get less minutes, right?
Oh no. I mean if IQ comes in, right? He's taking minutes. I'm saying he's taking away minutes from Fournier.
So IQ at the 2.
Or whatever you want to call it. Yeah, the 2. Yeah.
Yeah.
He ain't going in a point. IQ is not a point guard. Okay. I've been saying this from the jump.
Not at all.
Anyone that considers him a point guard don't know basketball. That dude is not a point guard.
So where's all these minutes going to be for Grimes when he comes back?
Well, that's going to be up to Grimes.
Y'all got a bunch of guards. Y'all got too many guards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
No, we have a bunch of ham sandwiches.
Yeah, he's going to be eased in.
Let me do this real quick. I'll get out of the way. Chuck Allen, I'm sorry. Knicks for Life. Thank you for the generous contribution. Knicks for Life says Josh Hart is a better consistent fit than Evan. Wow.
I'm just saying, like, for us, we don't need to be making accommodations for a 30-year-old shooting guard that can't cover nobody.
Exactly.
Yeah, I can see your point. Either you're into the future or you're not. I understand what you're saying.
Yeah. I mean, the reason why I'm okay with Mitchell Robinson and Jalen and Julius Randle is they're still only 26, 27 years old.
In exchange for that, Coach, you are going to lose some experience, and you're going to get some of those turnovers and some of the mistakes from a 23-year-old Cam Reddish. Like, there's certain things you're going to lose.
I understand that.
But I understand what you're saying. It's like, hey, let's move on with the future.
I just think we're gaining more. Like, to me, there's no, like, you want to talk about the other team accounting for somebody, and having to respect a threat, like with Evan being in there. You can guarantee that every coach and player in the NBA will account for Cam Reddish when he's in the game. You have to. You can't just ignore. You can't ignore that dude. You know what I'm saying?
Instead of exploiting him on the defensive end.
That's not necessarily true. You're definitely going to have to let him build his resume. I mean, Evan Fournier has a resume. It ain't like he doesn't. So.
Oh no, I respect what he represents. I respect him as a shooter. He's a great professional. Yeah. He's a team guy. He's a good man. You know, he can score buckets when he can get hot. But to me, that's a piece for a team.
Yep, that's competing.
That's going to be in the championship, and you need that extra shooter.
Let him go to the Warriors.
Yeah, or that's a piece that you bring off the bench to provide bench scoring. Like, to me, it's a waste of a starting spot. It's just my opinion.
Let Evan Fournier go to the Warriors.
I mean, and I don't know who we get in return. I mean, at this point, it's a salary dump. At this point, I mean, the dude's making $18 million.
And if you look at what other people are making,
salary dump.
How much money is Jalen Brunson making? He can't shoot as well as Fournier.
20. I think it was 26.
Right.
Well, here's the thing about Brunson.
No, I mean, what?
When he
does, but he does other things.
He's not better. Is he better than Tyrese Maxey?
He shoots well. Like he doesn't look for the three, but he doesn't shoot bad. Like that. But he doesn't shoot bad threes.
No, he doesn't. No. He's very mature.
You know what I'm saying? Like when he shoots a three, it's because it's the right three to shoot.
Right.
And usually I think his percentage is going to be just fine with that.
Well,
he's not going to be a volume three guy.
He's shooting 33%. That's bad.
For
guard,
yes, it's not.
It's real bad.
It's not where it needs to be right now.
Free throw percentage 73%.
That's
bad.
I agree. And I'm sure he thinks that too.
Well, Jalen Brunson's doing exactly what I thought this was going to be. I never thought he was going to be better than Tyrese Maxey at all, and I think that's the
wow.
Yeah, I don't even think it's even a conversation of Tyrese Maxey.
I disagree, and it's not just because he's a Knick.
I totally disagree.
Okay, yeah. Here's what by the eye test, Jalen Brunson is so much better by the eye test, and that's because his game is so fundamental and smooth. But when you really get down to it, he can't push a fast break. Tyrese Maxey's shooting 45% from three right now.
Okay, so does that make that automatically makes him better?
What does that have to do with your
23 averaging 23.3?
You know what that makes Tyrese Maxey? That makes Tyrese Maxey David Ruffin.
Who does he play for again?
Coach, you know who David
Who does he play
is?
for again?
What are you trying to prove? Hey, we're talking about money, Coach. You bought Evan Fournier's contract, and all I'm saying is you're spending $26 million on 33% from three.
No,
you're not spending.
I only brought up the money because that's all it would be at this point. We're not going to get anything from Fournier. That's what I'm saying.
That makes Tyrese Maxey Jim Jones. That's what that makes him.
But what I'm saying is Tyrese Maxey's doing what he's doing with two MVP candidates.
Basically, coach. Yeah, basically.
No,
Okay.
it's not. I don't know if you. I watch the 76ers, but no.
Me too. I watch him.
Maxey comes off the bench. He runs his own offense. And to be honest with you, Joel Embiid needs to leave Philly, and that needs to be Maxey's team because Maxey is much. Joel Embiid is just becoming toxic. Like he's just not that guy, man.
I'm just saying, like I'm not discrediting Maxey's ability. He's a great player,
right,
dude. He's awesome. He's a great NBA
only
player.
reason I bought him up was because of money. Because you bought up Fournier's contract. Fournier's $18 million.
You misunderstood why I brought up his money. I only brought up his money because we're going to get rid of him for nothing. It's only going to be a salary dump. I'm not saying that's why we're going to send him.
Yeah,
that's all it would be for us. It's just we're dumping $18 million.
Jalen Brunson is going to be a salary dump 3 years from now, and that's what I'm trying to say. Is that
what?
Yeah, man. Like the writing's on the wall.
Have you seen these? Have you watched all these games?
I have watched
and
a lot of Jalen Brunson.
Yeah,
and with the Knicks
this year. I'm talking about this year with the Knicks.
At least 4 of them, minimum 4.
Well, I've watched every second of every game.
And the numbers say exactly what I think about Jalen Brunson. I told everyone in the beginning, he's not a great shooter. He can't run. He can't push a fast break. He can't finish at the rim. He can lay up, but he doesn't shoot free throws great. Like unless he turns it around, it's exactly what I thought. He's a backup point guard in the NBA.
What? Wow.
We can agree to disagree on that. I've seen him done all
your point guard shooting 33%. What's Monte Willis like?
What?
I don't get it, man. I don't get it. Evan Fournier is not the problem with the New York Knicks.
All right. Well, who is the problem then?
Well, I just said it.
You think Jalen Brunson's the problem with the New York Knicks?
He needs another ball handler.
I don't know. That's not what his assists are up.
He is not a primary. He's played in the NBA for 4 years, and he was never the primary ball handler. And when he was on the ball handler, he always had another one with him. Y'all need to trade for an A or do whatever you got to do and go get someone else to be in that backcourt with him that can dribble.
I'm not saying Brunson. I mean, I'm not saying Fournier is the reason we're losing or winning or whatever. I'm just saying he's just a piece that isn't integral to anything we're doing right now. So
I'll get which point guard would you rather have? 9 points, 4 rebounds, 5 assists, 42% from 3, or Brunson's numbers? 18.7 assists, 33% from. You like that Brunson better?
Brunson.
Okay.
And it's not because
I take Monte Morris. I'll take Monte Morris for that money.
And so the reason why I would is I'll take Brunson. Because the numbers don't always tell the story,
but they do.
Right?
Freezing.
But no. Hear me out. Because I was listening to what you said. I got you. I understand where you're coming from.
All right.
You were talking about a difference maker at the highest level, and I understand that because ultimately that's what we need, right? But in the long term. But I'll tell you what. Through these 6 games, the Knicks have a point guard for the first time in about 10 to 12, maybe 15 years that's averaging 7 assists a game. Right. And see, before we didn't necessarily have that. So at this moment, you know what I'm saying? When you're a NBA fan, and I have like these conversations with a lot of folks, like I'm legit beefing with Uncle Alchemy on Twitter right now. Well, not beefing, but I said a shot his way because I think his Golden State Warriors are overrated. And I troll other content creators on Twitter. And so shout out to Uncle Alchemy. Y'all know him on YouTube is Athletic Alchemy. Go check out his channel. The dude's a really good dude. And yes, coach, it has nothing to do with 2 brothers being light skinned either. Because both of us can shoot the 3. I know what you about to say. Coach about to say these light skinned dudes shooting the 3. But now shout out to Uncle Alchemy, right? But to Sally, what I'm saying is Jalen Brunson right now, just being with the Knicks for this limited amount of time, is not gonna automatically drag this team out of the ditch in 6 games. You got to give him some time, and you don't have to. But what I'm saying, reasonable minds would give him time to drag this team out of the doldrums and improve this team over time, and then you'll see his numbers be more impactful than just the ESPN collected stats. That's what I'm getting at. Brunson is going to be, he's impactful right now, last year we had a point guard named Kemba Walker, and he had zero impact. He was a net negative. He was negative from day one.
I hear you.
And the reason why I'm saying I don't think you've seen as much as you think you've seen is because you said that he is finishing at the rim. If he's only shooting 33%, I'm just saying he's not shooting 33% from three, and he's a 47% field goal percentage.
I said at the rim, coach. I said at the rim. I didn't say layup.
I don't. The last I checked, he's making a lot of layups in those games.
I didn't say layup. Yeah, he's very crafty.
I didn't say layup. I said at the rim.
What do you want him to dunk? You mean?
Max can go in there and jam it. It's just another level to his game.
Hey, what? Not everyone's got to be Steph Marbury or Westbrook. You know what I'm saying? It's not a requirement at point guard.
This is where we're going. This is where I think we're having the same conversation, but with different within a different parameter. My parameter is the money, not the ability.
I don't care about the money. I don't care if he made more.
Are you saying bang? Are you saying bang for the buck? Is that what you're saying?
Right. I'm saying for the amount of money that the New York Knicks is paying with Jalen Brunson, and you got a guy shooting 33%, and then you look at Monte, the guard for the Wizards, and when you get paying him, he's shooting 42. You go out there, you throw him 5 assists a game. 5 assists or 5 assists, man. They're not different because they're wearing a Knicks jersey. What I'm saying is this: you're going to dump that salary on Fournier.
So who's the better backcourt? Monte Morris
I take the Wizards
and whoever he's playing with. Yeah. And Jalen Brunson and Evan Fournier. Who's the better backcourt?
It's easy, man. Bradley Beal, Monte Morris. It's not even fair.
I'm saying context matters though.
But let me ask you this: if Monte Morris wasn't playing with Beal, does he have 15 a game instead of 9? Because he was doing that. I mean,
no,
he shot the ball well in Denver too.
And you
see what I'm saying though? Like context matters, but at the end of the day, what matters is how much you're.
Did he play with the MVP?
Yeah, he played with Jokic, which he lost a lot of assists playing with Jokic.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, Brunson is averaging 18 points a game. He's averaging 7 assists right now.
Right.
But what he's doing is creating a vibe and a culture and a pace that the Knicks look at the Knicks pace of play right now.
So long. That's only going to last for so long. That's the new car smell.
That's your opinion.
No, that's the new car smell. Don't last forever, coach. It eventually becomes used. He's got 30 games for high morale because he's new. If he's shooting 33 an average, if he's shooting 33% from 30 games in, what are you going to say? And the Knicks are 15, let's say they're 15 and 15.
Yeah.
That's $100 million in the backcourt. You can't build a team if you don't have any money.
Yeah, well, I'm sorry. Obviously, for 15 and 15, then things have to be talked about. But
right, so now you're going to get 6 games, Fournier, and you're going to get into trading Randall, and then you're going to blow the whole thing up.
No, I don't think we should trade Randall at all.
No, and so Sally, what I'm getting at, because I think I'm the third. I don't know why this is odd. I think I'm the third peg in this. I think y'all two don't like each other, and y'all are battling each other late night. Is that the vibe?
Talk about Sally.
I have no personal.
I'm messing with you, Sally. I know y'all got that. I know y'all.
I don't have anything like that.
Sally and I usually think pretty
we
much
do think
same.
alike. I just look at somebody's numbers. 39. I don't want to use somebody else's contract for an argument, right? You use Fournier's money as the money.
No, I didn't. You keep saying that. I only brought up the money part. Just it was an aside. It wasn't the reason.
What's Monte Morris getting paid? I want to know that because
I don't care because I don't want him.
Right, 40% from 3 for a career. What's his contract?
Then we should have Steve Novak still then.
No, man. But the context is crazy. The difference is that Randall. The difference is that Randall. Million. The difference is Randall and RJ are not MVP candidates or multiple-time All-Stars. And these guys that we keep comparing Jalen Brunson to,
he played with MVP candidate.
I'm talking about this year. This year.
That's why he got paid because of Luka.
This year. Yeah, I'm talking about this year. Like Monte Morris is playing. Monty Morris is playing with Bradley Beal this year. Tyrese Maxey is playing on the Sixers this year. Jalen Brunson is playing with Julius Randle and RJ Barrett this year. That's what I'm saying. That's why I was getting to the point of Jalen Brunson has a tougher task than all those others that you mentioned, right? Because the Wizards, if the Monty Morris experiment failed, they still have Porzingis and Bradley Beal
and Kuzma.
Yeah, and Kuzma. But if the Jalen, that's what I'm saying. But if the Jalen Brunson experiment fails, we have Evan Fournier, Julius Randle, RJ Barrett.
But Evan Fournier,
and no playoffs.
Yeah.
What's the better value? No, man, I'm not even going down that road.
I don't care about the value.
It's like
I don't think that. Yeah,
it's more so what they bring.
No, what I'm saying is we still have the room to get somebody else if we really wanted to, because I feel the value of those three, we've got all three at a value right now.
Yeah. Okay. Nobody over $30 million.
Right.
Yeah, right. We don't have a max contract.
No, the only person that's going to be even close to it is RJ when his contract kicks in next year. That's it.
People really think Brunson's having a great numbers. That's
no. See,
but are we talking numbers? But see, if that's the case, RJ's got good numbers right now.
Right, and so Sally, again, I'm not talking about numbers or bang for the buck. I'm talking about the value and the task that he has ahead of him. See, his task is not make the all-star team, balance these guys out so we can run and make it a championship. Brunson's value is bringing an orchestrator to an offensive system that we had in place for the third year in a row. And 2 of those years, we were inefficient because we didn't have a playmaker in it. So immediately he was brought here to make others more effective in a system that we ran for the previous 2 seasons, and it sucked.
Yep.
And this year with Brunson, we're a top 5 offense in the NBA. That's his value.
Okay. I mean, you can't argue with the top 5 at all.
Right.
And the number 1 offense in the league is Dallas, and they're also a subpar record.
Shout out to Shotgunner. Let me read this super chat real quick from my main man, Nick G. Nick G says, Brunson did the same for Dallas when Luka was out too. I don't think what Brunson is doing is new. But hey, Nick G, we're not talking about like what Dallas did, bro. We're talking about how the Knicks offense the previous 2 seasons running the same offensive system sucked a dog, right? This year with the same offensive system, the 3rd year in a row with Tibbs, the only difference is you inserted Jalen Brunson. Now it's a top 5 offense.
And iHeart.
And what's the consensus take on Hartenstein this year?
Hey,
I like him.
Mitchell Robinson's overpaid. That's my consensus.
Right? I agree. I agree.
God.
Like I think
compared to what we got in that dude, I'm telling you right now, if Hartenstein, we go all in with Hartenstein, and I'm not just saying it because I'm high. My eyes tell me something different.
Right.
This dude is a difference maker to me.
Yep.
Oh, I mean, above and beyond what Mitch does. Yes, Mitch has get some blocks and he gets some offensive boards, and that's all well and good. But he's a liability in too many other facets of the game. And the NBA isn't built to count on a guy for extended minutes that's got that many liabilities in his game and only are specialized in 1 or 2 things.
Yeah. I think iHeart was probably the best signing the Knicks did. That was a great signing.
And that's what Evan Fournier represents for me. Yes, he's a lead at one thing, but he's a liability in a lot of other things.
Oh, come on, man.
I'm just saying, man.
But you can say that about. I mean, that's what I bring it back to. Like we can say that about Jalen Brunson. What's he?
I don't know. I mean, he's not a lead in anything, but he's pretty good at a lot of things.
So what would you rather have the guy that's a lead at something, or the guy that's not a lead at anything?
I don't know. When it comes to a team sport like this, you need someone that's a little more well-rounded, in my eyes.
Basketball is a team sport on
like
defense.
to me, guys that are one-trick ponies or specialty guys are situational and bench players that you need in certain situations and certain teams, certain matchups.
Who do you think Atlanta puts on Jalen Brunson tomorrow night? DeJounte Murray or Trae Young?
Whoever it is, that I think he's going to cook either way.
DeJounte. You think it's going to be DeJounte Murray? Trae Young's going to guard Fournier because he's going to have to they're going to put they're going to hide Trae Young.
Yeah,
and then who? Tomorrow night's going to be a good game because DeJounte Murray gets on because if Jalen Brunson can't shoot, then you don't have to worry about picking him up until he gets on the free throw line. You need shooters.
This is the first game he didn't shoot well, and it hurt his average because he put up a lot of shots.
But these are regressive numbers. I mean, it's not like he was shooting 40%, for his career or anything.
Okay.
And now he's not getting catch and shoot 3-pointers from Luka wide open like he was shooting.
I mean, I can see him shooting 40% from 3 this year.
Coach, he was shooting 3-pointers that were laid up to him from Luka for 4 years of his career. He now has to create his own threes.
Okay.
Well, the threes he shot for us looked pretty good.
Right.
Even the misses. I mean,
okay.
It wasn't like he was shooting air balls or bricks.
Brunson does have elite IQ and fundamentals. Yes, he does. 100%. I agree with that statement.
I'm just not going to be in the business of making definitive proclamations on anybody right now until I get more of a sample size.
Okay. You're saying it's early.
It's not early.
I mean, there's some things that have egregiously been obvious to me. Like, and those are the proclamations I'm making. Like, it should be obvious to the eye, to everybody, that Fournier and Mitchell Robinson are a problem. So, if anyone doesn't see that, then we can agree to disagree.
So Coach, you are in this majority that think the Knicks roster is not set. You're not satisfied with the Knicks roster, then?
Not the starting minutes roster.
No, just the roster in general.
I don't think anyone has a perfect roster in this league.
Right. No, okay. So on the perfect scale, like the degree of perfectness, you would say the Knicks are, say, lesser on the scale of perfectness than, say, the Golden State Warriors. And I agree. I agree with you. Right? But in the scale of no team has a perfect roster thing, other teams are further along or further back than others, like the Knicks, and you feel like Fournier and Mitchell Robinson can be upgraded.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. I think there's some starting lineups in the league that are pretty good, that are all are set.
Like who?
You know what I'm saying? Well, the Warriors. I mean, anyone that's in the top 3 or 4 seeds are in each conference.
You mean projected or record today? You mean like what we project them to, where we project them to finish?
Yeah.
Or what their record is today?
Yeah, no, what we project that they should be.
Okay.
Like, to me, I think the 2 answers are on our team right now. I really do.
Okay. I think Jalen Brunson and iHeart is definitely a nice combo that should get some run together.
Yeah, I really think that the 5 players that should have 30 minutes a game or more, some of them could be on the lower end of it, are the starting lineup, who I feel should be the closing lineup of every game, is Brunson, Cam, RJ, Randall, and iHeart. I've been saying this since before the season. And I think the eye test of all these games has been saying that so far. Those have been our best 5 players.
That is the hardest lineup to figure out, is the closing lineup.
Yeah.
So
because the closing lineup doesn't depend on what you offer, but you have to consider time and score, the roster of the other team, who's hot on your team, what the foul trouble situation looks like. There's a bunch of stuff that you have to consider.
Yep.
It's not as easy as just rolling out the same guys.
The starting lineup's the easiest one.
Yeah.
That's a morale building one. You just kind of give it to the vets so the youngins don't, some people play better while things are already in motion as well. Some people just do things better while.
And some players need to get into a flow, and some people are in their bag straight away.
Yep. They just carry right over into the game tip off. Maybe I'm reaching, man. Maybe I'm totally wrong about it all. I how I see it is if you do trade Fournier, try to get obviously get as much as you can. But I don't think Fournier is the biggest issue.
I'm not. He's the most glaring issue.
Right.
Period.
Yeah, and that could be so. But 651 games and you shoot 38% from three. That
who's our weakest starter in our lineup in your opinion?
Well, you're saying defensively, right?
No, just all around.
Oh, all around?
Like if you're game planning for the Knicks on both sides,
well, you
of the
don't.
ball,
So you don't want RJ to defend the best player and have to be the number one scorer, right?
Right.
Okay. Well, then essentially, who's supposed to score more in this NBA? Not the old one, in this NBA, is the one who controls the ball, which would be your point guard. And the NBA is becoming like European basketball. It's top of the court basketball, and it's pick and roll. So if Brunson can't shoot effectively from 3-point, then he doesn't even have the ball in his hand.
No, but Joel Embiid is the leading scorer of his team.
Joel Embiid is
Karl Anthony Towns is too.
Right. What does that mean? They're not. What are you talking about?
No, I'm just saying. You're saying since he's the point guard of our team, he should be the leading scorer. I don't know. I was trying to understand your point.
Most teams' leading scorer is the point guard. Most teams, or two guard,
or playmaking guard. Just
playmaking guard. I don't know what you want. Yeah, guard. It's a guard league. Yeah, Cat's leading scorer because Anthony Edwards hasn't gotten the keys yet. That's the only reason. It's not because Cat is legit. It's just because he hasn't gotten the Cat.
Do you think that Cam Reddish has the skill set to be a 20-plus point scorer if he averaged 30 to 35 minutes a game?
To be totally honest with you, Coach, if I were to be the New York Knicks, I'd give the keys to Cam Reddish for a week and be like, I'm going to let you drive the car. We'll see what you got. And that's what I would do. Because Cam Reddish, I think, would play very effectively with the ball in his hands. I think the problem with Cam Reddish is they want him to be a guy who just stands there and does a little off-ball movement and gets the ball thrown to him.
Mm-hmm.
Look at Keldon Johnson. Keldon Johnson is a prime example of what's going on in San Antonio. Keldon Johnson's balling out because he has the ball in his hands. So if Jalen Brunson, what's Jalen Brunson's usage rate, right? So like if his usage rate is this high, which it sounds like it is because he's getting 7 assists a game, and how many of them are alley-oops to Mitchell Robinson? I don't know, but
none.
Come on.
Yeah, none.
All right.
Yeah.
And that's
because that's worrisome. We're like, yo, why is he not finding Mitch? That's one of the
he can't because he can't see over the defense, probably. Yeah. Well, but the that would be my biggest concern, right? Like I'm answering the question by asking a question is if the guy who has the ball in the hand his most is only shooting 33% from 3, then that's your problem.
So what do you think about that, Coach?
I don't agree. Because not every team's point guard or primary ball handling guard is their leading scorer.
So all the teams,
not every team is Curry and
really
and John Morant.
What did Anthony Simons do?
Or OKC, yeah.
What did but they got SGA back, and SGA's kind of that.
Yeah, SGA is
player of the week.
Bro.
Well, so Anthony Simons dropped 43 when Dame Lillard went down, and he's going to cook tomorrow night. And he's going to cook and keep cooking. Anthony Simons is the truth.
So think about what you're saying. So
because
who's Jalen Brunson? Who's Jalen Brunson's second guy? The guard next to him.
But what I'm saying is he's going to cook without Lillard, not with him. The NBA is a guard game. It's no longer a big man game, Like, that's how I see it.
Yeah, that's why I don't think we need a 30-year-old that only does spot up threes. We need a more dynamic person next to Jalen Brunson. And that's my whole point.
More athletic.
I don't disagree. You need a ball handler. Yeah, absolutely. If you had another guard, even if you had, I'm just going to use Monte Morris. Even if you had Monte Morris being there right next to him, it would be great. Because you could have two guys that can dribble the ball.
We need a more explosive player in general. And even IQ represents that. Even though he shoots crazy.
That would be
IQ represents that. And when Grimes comes back, he represents that physically right now. I don't know if we can count on him. How much scoring we can really count on him yet, because he doesn't have a good enough sample size. And
so I don't know about all that. So in the starting lineup, who has the ball in their hand all the time?
Brunson.
Okay. Well, I mean,
we don't, but we don't run that. So we only run high pick and roll 22% of the time. Most of the time, we run a read and react offense.
Mm-hmm.
And then we ISO. Then the Knicks ISO.
Yeah. The games that I watch the Knicks play, I'm sitting there like it's like a U-turn. It's like it's a your turn offense. It's like, okay, it's your turn to do what you got to do this time. And I'm like, damn, that don't really make any sense. But if the shots are dropping, the shots are dropping.
I mean, the ball's coming up the court quicker.
Why don't you run more pick and rolls?
The ball movement we do when iHeart's in the game.
We run the pick and roll the fourth most amount of times in the NBA.
Yeah, because every time I see it, it's always being a pick set for Brunson.
Yes, but we do read and react first. It's a basic offense. Like say for instance, Brunson brings the ball up. Right. It's a read and react to see what the defense is doing,
and then he runs around.
Look at the matchups. Because coach, you see it. It looks like a 3-man weave at the top of the key, right?
Yeah.
Right, and then that's to figure out who's guarding who. Then you get into a pick and roll if there's no easy basket or 3-pointer there, because we like shooting a 3. Right, then we get into the pick and roll. And if there's nothing there with about 10 seconds left, then we give it to somebody to ISO, go get a bucket.
Right.
It's a basic offense. It's read and react, pick and roll, ISO. You know what I'm saying? It's what we do every possession.
And we're second in the league in shot attempts right now.
Yes.
Okay, so there's a lot to be happy about.
And I think we're second in the league in shot and field goal percentage. Actually,
this kind of proves the argument against you. Why would you take the second best offense basically and change it?
Because our second unit is producing a lot of offense too. That's why we having some of these stats we're having.
It's not an offense is the problem scenario. It's the deep perimeter defense. The defense is the thing. That's why they're saying. That's why people are going out on this limb about Fournier, replacing Fournier in the starting lineup, because the offense is not the problem.
Right.
That's why coach said a 34-32 first quarter.
You don't think you'll slack on offense if you replace Fournier?
No,
I don't know.
Because he's only playing 25 minutes. We're producing plenty of offense with him only.
Okay.
And he's only averaging 11 points. It's not like he's, tearing it up.
The GOAT.
So the last three games, the last 3 losses, have you seen anything different? Was it just level of competition going up? Was it just the level of competition increasing? Or was it the Knicks playing different? What was it to you?
I just saw some untimely cold shooting at times, at the worst moments,
That's good.
And some of the guys that we count on, like for some reason, Julius and Brunson didn't shoot well this last game from the free throw line either.
Yeah, that's a little concerning having a subpar free throw shooting team.
Yeah, and that's something that RJ Barrett has been exceptional at this year. He's shooting over 80%.
Right.
Which that's what we asked him to do. So I'll give him props for that. That's for sure. But besides that, he needs to make, because R.J. Barrett has had a lot of open shots.
Has Jalen Brunson been trapped a lot in the late quarters? Are they trapping him?
No.
Okay.
Because he actually, because of his ball handling and his timely passing, he passes out of anything close to that.
So they're not going to let him trap.
So
yeah, and then plus two, we have a weapon at power forward where if you trap the primary ball handler, Julius Randle is probably a top 3 power forward in the NBA with ball handling. It's like trapping Drew Holiday. If you trap Drew Holiday, then you have Giannis on the other side of the floor,
right?
That can, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and Randle he looks a lot more athletic.
Yeah, he looks
to the rim this year.
So you're happy with Randle. You're happy with Jalen Brunson. You're not happy with Fournier. Mitch and Hartenstein's got a nice deep center, and R.J. Barrett, you kind of don't want him to be the defensive player as much as he's being. It's kind of the rundown.
Yeah, especially at the start of the game.
Right.
Like,
is he the best defender on the team?
No. In the starting lineup,
who the best defender? I'm sorry,
RJ.
No, hell no.
Okay.
No, it's Cam Reddish, but his stats are being skewed because of a bunch of political stuff. But if you just go by the eye test, you hope it's Mitch, right? If you go by the eye test,
right?
Yeah, you hope it's Mitch.
All the blocks.
But at the same time, you don't have enough offensive centers in this league to utilize Mitch's strength. Mitch has to peel off of his man and support in another place on the floor, like protect the rim and cut off driving lanes and bump cutters and all that stuff that big men do. But on an island, if you're talking about who's the most gifted defender on our team, it may be a toss-up between Quentin Grimes and Deuce McBride. But since neither have played, all you've seen is Cam Reddish, who at the beginning of this season through 6 games looks like he can be an elite lockdown defender, but when he's not scoring, you can tell he gets disinterested.
Gotcha. So he can't stay focused if he's not.
But it's like it's not one of the things where Cam Reddish doesn't have ADD. It's Cam Reddish has a scorer mentality with a gift to defend. Now, if he was a defender, if he was a natural defender with a gift for scoring, then that'll be something different, right? But Cam Reddish is a scorer to his heart, right? He's been there since high school, but he has that gift. He's like your coach. Would you agree? Like Cam Reddish is like your second or third corner, like your nickel corner, like the dude that can legit lock down, but is more interested in interceptions. You ever seen corners like that?
Mm-hmm.
Man for man, they can glue anybody, but they'll give up a catch every now and then because they go for the interception instead of knocking the ball down.
Yep.
Champ Bailey was like that.
Yeah.
Champ Bailey was definitely.
Ron Cleveland is in the building. I remember Champ.
But like for me, like Mitch, he by leaps and bounds, he's great at protecting the rim.
Yeah.
And he's good at blocking traditional takes to the rim.
But he can't pass.
However, he's got thumbs for fingers.
Yeah.
And the other thing that happens is if he has to change his body position to alter a shot, or he's got to run out and close, he never gets his footwork's off, man. Like his defensive footwork is off to me. Like he never gets his feet and the body in a position. He's trying to jump too much too, instead of standing and putting his hands up.
I saw him run. Have a little over eager when he was talking about playing Giannis.
Yeah, and look,
I'm gonna prove it.
Yeah, he has worth. I want him on the team. He's great, but he's a liability when it comes to the flow.
Is he Willie? He's not Willie Cauley-Stein, is he?
No.
Nah.
But
nowhere near that.
He The only
I
way,
didn't think so, but Willie
the
Cauley-Stein
only
had
way
a lot of
Mitchell
hype for
Robinson
4
is
years.
scoring for us is if there's a breakdown and he gets a dump to him, and like he can't, there's no way he's getting any offense any other way. You know what I'm saying? So teams can defend us, like they can do the 4-man defense again. They can defend us with less people. You know what I'm saying?
I got you.
Because
so basically,
it's
like a corner right now. If you bring in Cam, you lose some of the shooting, but you get the defense. Because Freezy's saying that Cam is displaying elite level defense. Well, not elite, but high level.
Yeah, especially for his career. Especially for his career. You know what I'm saying?
And
he's got the size to be that, man. I mean, that's he's a prototypical 3-and-D.
Yeah.
And he's and I think if he gets open threes, and I think if he plays with more of the minutes with the starters, he's going to have better looks and he's going to have less forces.
So RJ,
Chat says, you mean you're talking about how it impacts his shot selection,
right?
Okay.
Is there any planet on Earth that RJ bears the problem, or is there any planet in the solar system that RJ bears the problem?
Well, if RJ considers to be inefficient, then he's the problem. Yeah.
Okay.
Because right now our offense is built for RJ Barrett to make more shots than he's making.
Right.
And I know this is a crazy thing to say out loud, but if RJ Barrett shot the percentages we were hoping he was going to shoot this year, we might be undefeated right now.
Coach, you can't say that about RJ Barrett. He's the golden child, bro.
21% from 3.
Coach, you can't touch RJ, bro. You can't touch RJ,
Here's the
bro.
thing about RJ.
You want to put your paws on RJ, bro.
I would be more mad at RJ right now if the shots he's missing were bad forced shots like he was missing last year.
So he's shooting 21% from 3-pointer? That's bad, man.
I know. And you know what's worse about it, Selly? They're not. Oh, I would say maybe 3 of his shots were kind of like, "Ooh, why'd you shoot that, RJ?" Threes. The rest have been open. The rest have been open threes.
Coach,
I'm talking wide open.
So we go.
I'm not dogging him. I'm just saying the facts. What's been happening?
So we found it. So hold on. If the numbers are the numbers. 21% from 3, 79% from the free throw line, which still isn't good, but it's better, right? 5 rebounds and 2 assists, 17 points a game, and that's that.
We need more from him.
Yeah, that's not acceptable, man.
No, and here's the thing: this past game, when Donovan Mitchell started going off early in this game,
right?
RJ was 3 for 3 from 3-point land in the first half.
Okay.
He was 6 of 10 for the game in total field goal percentage. Just the second half, I don't know what he just didn't shoot. The offense didn't come to him. He didn't force it. I don't know. There's no excuse. I just don't know why he didn't shoot more.
Hey, Mr. Lee, what you think about RJ? Corey, what you think about RJ?
I think RJ has the most potential to step up and be the leader, but I just think that I think the fact that he's putting a lot of pressure on himself to defend is really taking a lot from his game. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That right there, in a nutshell, is just what I feel is killing him more so than anything.
I'll be right back, brothers. I gotta go to the bathroom. My bad.
I'm just wow. Because to me, it's like a lot of things. It's just a combination of a lot of things.
Right.
So,
hey, quick question, Lee. Wait, not to cut you off. Just quick question. Just to piggyback off, you said Josh Jackson, Desmond Bain, Jordan Poole, Tyler Hero, Ja Zion, Hunter Johnson.
Who said all
is
this?
RJ better than any of those players?
Who said all that?
Yeah.
No, I'm naming all the 2018 draft.
Yeah. Say the names again.
Desmond Bain,
Yeah.
Tyler Hero, Josh Jackson.
Yeah.
Josh Jackson.
Yes.
Desmond Bain, Tyler Hero, Josh Jackson, John Morant, Zion Wilson. What's the guy name from Atlanta? Hunter. Forgot his name. First name.
Yeah, he's better than Hunter.
DeAndre.
He's better than Hunter than Jackson.
DeAndre Hunter.
Yeah, that's not the 2018 draft though. You talking about since that draft?
No, I'm just naming all the players we drafted before. Well, just the draft pick, basically. His draft, his pick. That would be his
He's
draft.
talking about his whole draft, his draft class.
Who's
comparing them to these players.
Wait. Who's drafting? You talking about RJ?
Yeah, the 2018 draft, just period.
Yeah, RJ wasn't in the 2018 draft.
Was it 19?
And then second, Desmond Bain is in the OB draft. Yeah, so RJ, yeah, those do a lot of those.
I thought he was drafted 30th.
Who? RJ?
Desmond Bain. No, not RJ. Desmond Bain.
No, he was drafted in the OB draft.
He was drafted down there though. He was drafted late. Desmond Bain was.
Yeah, he was drafted real late. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was just thinking like just people that we draft, like a couple people that we drafted ahead of him. I just wanted to know.
I mean, I take Tyler Hero over RJ.
I wouldn't.
Yeah.
He's the younger version. He's the younger version of Fournier.
Yeah, and then plus two, y'all can't say nothing about RJ. He the golden child, bro. RJ's a saint. I keep trying to tell y'all that y'all gonna lose every time, bro. Every time y'all
up the question. I ain't defending him. I was just asking just
every time y'all bring up RJ name, man, people gonna think y'all ridiculous, bro. You can't talk about RJ.
Are you going to? If I'm looking at RJ's numbers this year, shooting 21% from three, and that continues, then yeah, man, he's gonna have a hard time getting above any of those people, man. Basketball is what have you done for me lately job. This isn't until you get some resume. It is what it is.
Well, but yo, my question for you, Uncle Freezy, because I was asking you like
I'm not answering questions though.
No, it's about your home. It's about your home.
Shotgun. If you got something to say it, bro. If you got something to say it.
It's about the bricks. It's about the bricks, baby. It's about Brick City.
Yeah,
that's what it's about. So I paid attention to the game last night. So I told you Cat can't play the four. So how you feel about bringing your man back home to the bricks?
Man, I don't care, bro. About those, I ain't gonna lie to you, sir. Hey, big dog. Listen, yo, for those that don't know, Shotgun is my man. Ron Cleveland is in the building. Y'all know Shotgun is my man. 50 grand. Y'all know I'm stepping up straight up. Protect y'all. Better not say nothing to Shotgun. Oh, we gonna jump you. You already know how this go, right? But the thing about this is what I'm saying is if we not doing it, okay. So I don't believe that the Knicks need or deserve a minor fix. If we're gonna fix something, you got to fix go big scale changes, right? Not none of this pitter paddling around, fix a little of this, get 4 games better. Nah, if we're gonna fix the Knicks, you got to go all out and do it. If we're gonna fix the Knicks, the Boston Celtics are my target, the Milwaukee Bucks are my target. If we're not gonna be better than the Milwaukee Bucks, I ain't doing nothing. Ron Cleveland, what's good, bro?
Man, what's going on, fellas?
Salute.
What's up, brother?
Hey, much, boy, y'all got some interesting things y'all talking about tonight.
You missed it, man. Look,
I ain't missed the one I wanted to hear though.
Okay.
That one about RJ.
RJ a saint, bro. Hey, look, Ron Cleveland, don't come in here. You know, RJ Barrett's a golden child, bro. You know you can't criticize RJ, bro.
No, you can't.
If you want to make enemies in Knicks universe, criticize RJ Barrett, and people gonna throw tomatoes at you every time you say something.
Hey, Freezer, they can throw them, man, but I ain't attached to no players, man. I'm attached to progress.
I'm attached to wins.
I learned my lesson with that. I tell you all the time with Patrick Ewing, man.
Yeah.
And I almost stopped watching basketball when we got rid of Patrick Ewing. But I had to take my blinders off from emotional standpoint and look at what Patrick was doing at the time. Yeah. Patrick was late getting up the floor. Yeah. You know what I mean? And
slow
they
getting up
put
the floor.
Patrick on the bench. Patrick had too much pride for that.
Yeah.
So what you gonna do with him? You gotta move him. So that's when I say, hey man, what you gonna do? You gonna stop watching the Knicks because they trade Patrick Ewing? Or you gonna keep watching the game?
Right.
So I stayed a Knicks fan, man, and that's when I learned my lesson. I will not be attached to no player on this roster. None. And that being said, I ain't gonna be biased on none of them. I'm gonna give them all their flowers when they balling, and I'm gonna give them thorns when they ain't balling.
Right.
And right now, everybody looking at RJ, man. You got to be looking at RJ, because I'm gonna tell you that game against Cleveland teed me off as a competitor.
Right.
Ain't no way.
Thank you.
The magnitude of that game alone, when your name was swirling to be up out of town for this guy.
Oh my God.
That went to Cleveland, and you mean to tell me, Freezy, if Tom Thibodeau told you the game plan defensively, hey, we're gonna put Evan Fournier on Spider, what you gonna say if you RJ?
I'm a laugh.
And what you gonna tell Coach?
Hey, Coach, update your resume.
I'm gonna tell your boy Tibbs, get out of my way, get him out of the way. He's mine tonight.
Right.
And we gonna go at it all night.
Make sure you speak about your boy Obi too. The truth about him too.
I ain't thinking about Obi right now. Obi obsolete. We talking about RJ right now.
Right, he not a star. Obi not a star.
We talking about RJ right now. See, Coach, I know what your allegiance lie. You want them people to get attached to players, but
I called out RJ like anybody.
Freezy,
You say he had good numbers.
You know what RJ looking like to me, man. And
whatever IQ.
He the golden child, bro.
I ain't joking when
I love you, Coach.
And I'm dead serious with what I'm saying with him. What I'm seeing is an overpaid role player. He is not.
What?
He is not a difference maker.
You reaching? Now you reaching?
This man preaching. He preaching.
He is not a difference maker, and I'm accepting him for who he is. Just like Julius Randle, he is not a difference maker neither. And what you said about tearing this thing down, Freezy, I'm finally
22
on board
years old.
I'm finally on board with it. The only person right now that I look at as untouchable, the only person is Jalen Brunson. Because they finally figured out the point guard position. Everything else they need to work on. Well, Mitchell Robinson, I can keep Mitchell Robinson because you do need shot blockers. But, man, everything else I look at on this team, we are stuck in an hourglass and a time machine. The league has passed us by, man, and we still trying to play basketball the old way.
Hey,
we don't even got shooters in the modern NBA, man.
OG, would you change your point if Brunson, like we won against teams like that? I believe like going to be playing in the play-in or not above 500. Like Memphis, we lost to Memphis, we lost to Milwaukee, and we lost to Cleveland. Teams that's like fighting to be in playoffs or will be in playoff position. Would you change your position if Brunson don't show up in games like that? Because he haven't been showing up in games when we play competition.
He's not going to. He's not going.
He had 27 and 13 against Milwaukee.
Brunson has been the one steadying force on this team, and Brunson is catching a lot because we don't have shooters. Freezer, you know what this team remind me of, man? And I said it the other night. They remind me a lot of that Philadelphia team when they had Iverson, not Jalen Brunson. We know it's not Iverson, but everybody knew that if you stop Iverson didn't have no shooters on that team. He had Eric Snow and Aaron McKee. You look at this team.
And George Lynch and Todd McCullough,
who was not a
Eric Snow.
He was around the block. He was in the post blocking shots.
That's it.
Dikembe Mutombo is Mitchell Robinson, and the rest of these players, they fit that mold of that team, man. I'm telling you.
Jay, let me just say this just real quick. But a year and a half ago, when I started calling people ham sandwiches, people were like going all around Knicks universe calling Uncle Freezy a hater. Like, when I call Quentin Grimes Frank Ntilikina, people get upset. Right? But now that we are at a point where this thing is manifesting itself, it seems as if everybody is acquiescing back to that point that we made, the jump off, the big bang is what I call it. When I first called Quentin Grimes a ham sandwich, that was the big bang, right? People called me a hater. And I've been a Knicks fan, and I'm talking about hardcore rooting, buying Knicks stuff since 1975. Save my allowance. I used to shovel snow so that I can get the Clyde Frazier wristbands. Ron, you remember the wristbands that used to have the player name on it and then the player number on the back? I mean, the player face on it. Y'all know what I'm talking about? The play they used to have the player face on it and then the number on the back. Them things used to cost $6. Them things used to cost $6, bro.
$6 back then. That's like 30 piece.
Yes, bro. I had to shovel snow, and my neighbors was poor and cheap, just like us. So you know I would shovel the whole yard for $1. You know what I'm saying? So I was outside all day.
You were getting robbed.
Now, Sherwin,
I was a kid though. It was a different time back then.
Freeze, I gotta respond to Sherwin. Sherwin, you're right. Julius Randle been playing good. I gotta give him his credit. You know, he had a few hiccup games, but overall, I ain't been mad with what I see from Julius Randle. But the problem for me with Julius Randle and RJ both, I don't see in a game when them guys play together, where them guys feed off each other, where they run plays with each other, looking for each other. It still look like them guys are separated on the court, and that's telling to me, as long as them guys been playing together, one or both has to go. And I got a feeling, man, I'm gonna tell y'all, I hate to say this, but I got a feeling we're gonna regret that deal that we gave RJ, man. And since you talk about Obi, I'm gonna tell you about Obi. Obi don't fit this team. Period. He's not trash. He's not terrible, but he does not fit this team. Obi want to run, and this team still want to drive slow.
What?
He wants to run. Obi wants to run. We all know that. Stop acting like you don't know Obi want to run. That man is not a half-court player, and you know that. Stop.
We ain't a half-court team anymore.
The pace is just he's never going to play over Randall, like, ever.
That's why. Stop saying it. It's his style. He ain't good enough. Period. Man, he's not better than Randall. Man,
come on now.
That's why.
Style make fights, man. Come on now.
There ain't no every style team in the NBA is going to pick Randall over Obi.
Look who we got masquerading as a point guard to try to get the ball to Obi. IQ.
But they don't really. But I don't think we can really make that point because he's not really a starter. You know what I'm saying? He come off the bench.
But that's why I tell you, Obi style don't fit this team.
Nah, but like he truthfully not better than Randall. But I do want to see him in the starting position. I do want to see him in the starting position.
I said he don't fit this team. That's what I'm telling you.
He don't fit any team starting.
I ain't gonna say that. I ain't gonna go that far.
He can't start him starting Orlando in the front court.
I ain't talking about him. Ooh. See, you don't pay attention to detail, coach. I keep saying he doesn't fit the team. I'm not saying nothing but him being a starter. Attention to detail.
I think that's the detail. That's the detail you're leaving out, unfortunately.
I actually could understand. I actually understand what he's saying. I don't disagree with it.
Okay.
I could see him.
I agree.
He's never going to start on his team.
I could see Obi on Memphis. I could see Obi on a faster paced team. I could.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but he's not gonna. Yeah, I don't know, bro.
Is Obi ever going to be John Collins?
If he go to Phoenix, it'll be different.
He ain't starting over Cam Johnson.
Nah,
Cam Johnson.
But I mean, just
30 tonight, by the way.
The team they run,
and he's not starting. He's not starting for Memphis. He's not starting over Jaren Jackson.
The thing that we always think about with Obi is
start over Conchar.
I'm not even thinking about Obi as a starter.
I'm right. I agree with the way they play. Right, the way the team play. Yeah, I agree with that.
Conchar is only starting because
they're going to utilize it.
JJ's out.
We don't utilize that.
Freezy said he wouldn't start over JJ, but I said he started over Conchar. That's why I said that.
We sit Obi in the corner asking to shoot 3-pointers.
But I get what you're saying. But if
we ain't asking Obi,
so what's the difference? But what's the difference between Obi coming off the bench for Memphis and him coming off the bench for us? Here's my answer to it. That was rhetorical. Here's the difference. Here's the difference. It ain't Tibbs. It's that Emmanuel quickly hamstrings Obi Toppin's development.
I agree 100%.
Emmanuel quickly picks and chooses when Obi Toppin is gonna look like a great NBA player.
Exactly.
Right. And so you gotta break them up. It's not Tibbs, it's not Cam Reddish, it's not Hartenstein, because those dudes pass to Obi. Cam, Hartenstein, all the roles, they pass to Obi freely, right? But when quickly, when quickly plays with those guys, Quickly holds the ball so long that he denigrates what you do in a free-flowing offense and then shoots a three.
Exactly.
Right?
But Freezy, can I challenge that? Even when he's not on the court with Quickly in our half-court offensive sets, we always put the power forward in the corner, unless it's Julius Randle, of course. We always put two guys in the corner because that's how our offense is set up, where we have a small forward in the right corner and a power forward in the left corner, and then we try to run high pick and roll or try to run pistol action. Like that is completely separated from IQ's decision making. That is what we do. That is our base offensive principle in the half court. And if we're not running up and down, we're gonna have OG in the corner.
But we saw it in the Memphis game. But we saw in the Memphis game when IQ was, because remember in the Memphis game, IQ ran a lot with the starters because Jalen Brunson was in foul trouble, remember? So the second unit point guard was Derrick Rose. So when you had the unit of Derrick Rose, Cam Reddish, Obi, Hartenstein, and them running together, you know what the power forward and small forward were doing? Passing to each other in the half court. Obi Toppin in that game threw a lob to Cam Reddish.
Yep.
It looked better.
That was in a fast break, though. That was a fast break.
But go ahead. To always see your point.
That wasn't a set.
I understand. But what I'm saying is the mindset of those guys are being unselfish. No one person dominates the basketball.
And see, that's
I can understand that.
You know what?
I can concede that.
We got the perfect guy to be that second unit point guard, but the problem is he hadn't developed fast enough. He still needs some work, and that's the guy that ain't getting on the court. That's one of our better defenders on this team, on-ball defenders.
Miles
and Deuce, exactly. Because Deuce is unselfish, and he will look for people. He ain't gonna
shout out to Miles McBride. We love Miles McBride, by the way.
And the problem is he don't have a shot right now. You know what I mean?
The thing is, on top of that, I want to jump in real quick. The main principle of a Tibbs offense, you need dribble penetration from your guard. And he does not do that. He dribbles around in circles.
Exactly.
He dribbles around in circles so that he makes us a complete negative in the offensive end while he brings up our defense. So this is why this is the main reason why Tibbs doesn't play.
Guard in that second unit, because even Derrick Rose, as good as Derrick Rose is, Derrick Rose game at this point in his career is limited too. He's limited.
Yeah, physically he can't put up in 25, 30 minute nights anymore.
I think the limited minutes D Rose has been in, he's actually shown some signs of he being pretty good. I think actually, I can't believe we're actually saying this, or I'm saying it, is I think Tibbs is actually limiting his minutes.
Yeah, I think he's
like purposely
in the season. I think he's
but like if you run Derrick Rose for 30 minutes a night, you're not gonna get the same Derrick Rose that's high efficiency for 15 minutes.
Man,
I'm glad he's doing it. What I'm saying is I wouldn't mind. There are a couple of times I think that D Rose's presence in that second unit has been needed a couple of times.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the crazy thing
is, settle down.
Derrick Rose, arguably right now, has been our most consistent 3-point shooter on this team. And that's crazy to even think, because Derrick Rose was never a 3-point shooter.
Yeah, I think he's shooting 47%.
When he pulls up, man, that thing more often than not goes in.
Kind of had a bit of a Jason Kidd type of evolution towards the end of his career.
Yeah.
Because Jason didn't have a jumper at all. And now then when he went to the Mavericks, he just turned into a 40% shooter, and then he came here.
Yeah, but the thing is, I'm gonna tell y'all what I'm noticing with this team too, man. Like, we don't, every team, you got to have somebody offensively that just scares teams. Just scares teams. Just put
straight explosiveness. Like
we don't have that on this roster. We don't have that's not minor.
We don't have anyone that will come down and hit 2 pull-up threes back to back just to will you back into a game. Like, everything is very methodical on our team. Yeah, especially in the half court.
If we're not running fast in the up tempo, if we're trying to do a half court game, man, it's still a struggle for us to score really outside of Brunson getting in the paint.
I wouldn't even say it's a struggle to score. I would say
what are we talking about? We only haven't scored one quarter this year. We've been scoring all year. We were the second league.
It's the fourth quarter blues. It's a fourth quarter
I want to.
blues.
But it's the only quarter all year.
And that's the worst.
Hold on.
That's the worst quarter to go cold in.
Hey, Coach, I need to talk. Hey, Coach, I need to talk to you for a second.
Oh, my bad. All right.
No. Y'all go ahead. Right. I gotta talk to Coach for a second.
Well,
go ahead, Dre. You talking? Go ahead.
Oh, my fault. I was saying like, I don't think we have any issues scoring against the average NBA defense. It's just the elite defenses when they decide to clamp up and use their physical advantages against us, like length and explosiveness and just general athleticism. That's when we have issues towards the end of games, like we did against the Bucks, just like we did against the Grizzlies. Like when we don't have the physical advantages against elite athletic teams, that's when it comes out. But on a game to game, we're not going to run into these teams every night. Like the teams that we lost to be absolutely honest, they're going to be top four seeds in the conference.
They're clearly
they're going to be top four seeds in their conference, and they're going to be competing to try to win a championship or get to the conference finals. So, like,
Dre, that's not good. Dre, that's not good, Dre, because that's like saying we settle in. That's like saying we settle in for the play-in. I don't really like that.
I don't want.
You know what it is?
I want to aim higher.
Right.
It is what it is.
You know what else it is? You know what?
Go ahead.
The one category that we're great at is we can score in the paint, right? We're probably one of the best teams at scoring in the paint. But the problem is we don't score them threes. While everybody else taking threes, we scoring 2-point shots. For as much as a 2-point shot is a high percentage shot,
that's because our perimeter defense is trash.
Threes and making them.
The way we generate threes, we gotta have so much ball movement and drive and kick just to get 1-3. And like dudes like Anthony Edwards can come down, take a hezzy pull up, like he did in this game against the Suns. He just came down and took 2 threes in transition just because he could. He has that type of skill set. He has that explosiveness, and you have to respect his ability to get to the rim. So he always has a shot. And we don't have anybody that can just be explosive and just take over whenever they feel like. The only guy that has the physical capability of that is
lineup, and that's our point guard.
And the only guy that has the physical capability. Hold on. Let me finish off. The only guy that has the physical capability to do those sort of things is the guy with probably the lowest IQ on the team. Besides Randall is Cam. Cam is the only guy that can.
Oh man, Cam is
physically take over a game. Like he has the physical ability to take over a game, but I don't trust him with the decision making or the consistency to ever do it.
Yeah,
like I wish I could
put it all together.
I wish I could put Jalen Brunson's brain into Cam's body.
You know, Cam is like a full moon, man. You know what I mean? Or like an eclipse. You know, they come around so often. Like Cam will have one of them games that if you turn on the TV, like if you turn the TV on and watch that Memphis game, you would have thought Cam was a top 10 player in the league.
You would have sworn he was Paul George in the flesh.
Pano, my question, the game that you brought up, the Suns game, my thing is like, as you see Pat struggling with the 4, and I ain't saying he's going to be our savior or he would be our savior, but how y'all feel about going after him? Because I feel like we need some type of star.
I think we need somebody on that perimeter because our defense is so terrible on that perimeter. We need a difference on that perimeter. More so
unless you're Giannis, you don't win inside out with this current game. You need an elite wing in today's NBA.
I'm gonna tell you, who would be good on this team that will actually elevate our defense. But he's another person that get injured a lot too, man. Is that Hart kid, Josh Hart.
Josh Hart is nice. You know who I was thinking of that would do so much for the Knicks? That guy that hasn't played in 2 years for Orlando. What's his name?
Talking about
Jonathan Isaac.
Jonathan Isaac. Yeah.
Jonathan Isaac will plug so many holes on this team. It's not even funny.
A lot. He just can't stay.
Plug so many holes on this team. Yeah, he's a freak defender, like freak. Like
but what position will he play with us? What position? What spot he gonna take?
They probably put him at the 3, but then
so RJ ain't gonna be here.
Probably either RJ or Randall. That's the only way.
But Freezy,
I don't think there's a reality where RJ and Randall can coexist. I don't think there's a reality. where they can
I think it's
coexist.
going to be some serious changes that's going to have to be made with this team for this team to get modernized and get with it. Because right now, I just don't see this team. This team is going to beat the teams that we're supposed to beat, and we're going to lose to the teams we're supposed to lose to.
We're gonna make it. We're gonna make it look real nice until the end of the fourth quarter comes up, and then we just get outclassed. That's what's gonna happen. We just gonna get outclassed.
And it's
this is the first game that happened, by the way.
Defense is a problem for this team. That's the thing that we can't guard our man.
No, it's true.
We can't guard our man. That's killing us.
I mean, there's something to say for elite talent. Like when we lost any of the games that we lost because the elite talent just became the elite talent, and we had no answer for that.
But you know the sad thing is that game against is we know we folded that last game against Cleveland. I'm gonna tell you, I did get mad with Tom Thibodeau though in that game because when he pulled them starters,
rotations was trash.
When we scored 30 something in that third, fellas, I was sitting there thinking, I was like, okay, well, normally I don't want Tom to run these guys in the ground, but hey, you ain't playing again until Wednesday. And that game was on Sunday, and it's early in the season. I would have let them guys continue to play because remember the team. This was one of the games where them guys were shooting pretty good in that third quarter. They started lighting it up, and Tom pulled them guys and put them on the bench. And I knew it. I said when he bring them back in, they ain't gonna be.
It just went downhill.
Yeah, we couldn't hit no shots, and that's what lost the game for us because Brunson didn't come back in that game until like 6 minutes in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, and they keep it a buck. Brunson wasn't playing that well that game anyway.
No, it was like 8 minutes. It was like 8 minute mark or something. 10 minutes, 8 minutes.
Yeah, it was like 6.
Well, he put in all like 5 starters.
I was looking at that, and I looked at that game a couple of times. It was like 6 minutes left in the game.
Why didn't he put iHeart back in? That's what I don't understand.
I was like, what in the world is he waiting on? Because you could see clearly that second unit didn't have it to carry that game.
Yeah, Obi was terrible in that second half. Obi was terrible.
What do you mean? iHeart was playing with the starters, and he was scoring.
I said Obi was terrible in the second half, not iHeart.
No, I'm saying that's what I think should have happened in the fourth quarter. Like when Evan missed those 2 or 3 shots, and Mitch was doing whatever the hell he was doing. I don't know why did they put iHeart back in. He was giving us offense this game.
Yeah, Mitch was a non-factor. Mitch had too much to deal with, too much size to deal with.
Yeah, and constantly like they're hit like the perimeter defenders men were just going right by and going right into Mitch's chest. So it's like what can we do for Mitch? Man?
I mean, he was getting offensive boards, but like iHeart's better at like covering drivers and closing out.
But I tell you, it's sickening that Sims is on that bench. Because Sims is our better perimeter defender other than big man. He able to switch and guard the perimeter.
He's a lot better at those traps that we used to do. Like I remember we were playing against the Nets and we were getting the ball straight up out of Kyrie's hands immediately when Sims would come down for that trap, and then he would sprint right back to get back into position. I think that's the only guy because he's much more of a. He's closer to a build of a wing but he also has the athleticism and the length to play it big, so he can switch out.
Sims?
Yeah, Sims. Sims is 6'9". He's not 6'10", 6'11". He's 6'9".
Well,
but
here's the thing, guys. Cleveland was shooting out of their mind, defense or not, and we did not lose. But we didn't lose this game because of our defense in the fourth quarter. We lost this game in the fourth quarter.
Wide open threes too now. There was a lot of wide open threes.
I get it, but you can say that. But we had a 9-point lead going in the fourth, and our defense didn't let us down in the fourth. Our offense did. That's the point I'm getting at.
Coach, your defense let you down, and they were wide open threes. And I know I specifically watched
Ron,
RJ.
but it doesn't matter. We're winning by 9 points.
In succession plays coming down where both of them guys trapped the same guy and left Kevin Love wide open.
Hey, coach. We might have been winning by 15.
But why do you keep ignoring the fact that we only scored 12 points? That's the point I'm getting at.
We would have been. We may have had a larger.
I've been saying we can't shoot.
Better
but what does that have to do with our defense?
When you leaving people wide open, that does have something to do with your defense, coach. Come on now.
The reason why they were open.
I understand that, but what does that have to do with us only scoring 12
that's
points?
Defense.
That's not scoring 12 points is not us scoring 12 points. That's offense.
Yeah, but I'm saying when Love is sitting there wide open shooting threes, that's your defense. That ain't your offense.
But
that's not what happened in the fourth. I'm saying
that didn't happen in the fourth quarter.
We were up by 9 in the fourth quarter, Ron. Going into the fourth quarter.
You didn't watch the same game I watched.
Hey, coach.
We weren't up by 9 going into the fourth quarter. What are you talking about?
Them 2 4-point plays killed us, man. Them 2 4-point plays killed us also.
And that's
all I know is you guys just sound like all the other shows, the other bunk ass Knicks shows all week talking about perimeter defense, but no one wants to talk about the fact we only scored 12 points. It was an offensive. Yes, throughout the game, we should have covered the 3 better. I am not disputing that at all. We should have kept them to less points. I agree 100%. But regardless, with all that, we still had a 9-point lead going into the fourth quarter, and we only scored 12 points on offense.
Well, I feel like that's a contradiction because the reason hold up, right. The reason why I'm saying that because you said we was by 9, and then the 2 easily 4-point plays, that's 8 points right there, coach. That's the point.
We only scored 12. Why? How are you 3 grown men ignoring the fact? Like you won't even mention the fact that we scored 12 points.
Yeah, my ears hurt, bro.
Didn't we just say? I keep saying you don't pay attention to detail. I know. I said.
I haven't paid attention to too much detail. That's my problem.
I know. I said the fourth quarter is our problem. We're not scoring in the fourth quarter. You ain't listening, partner. You ain't listening.
I feel like I think both issues were a problem.
I'm partner. I'm talking about you're saying we lost because of our defense. I'm saying we scored 12 points.
Hold on, coach. Can I can it be both? Because if we change our coverage to be more into a switch instead of trying to force our guys to close out on 3-point shooters that they're physically unable to close out on, we may be able to generate easier offense in transition off those long misses or contests or just getting in the passing lane or creating offense off of turnovers. Because that's the easiest way to get buckets in transition is off of turnovers or long misses. And we never generated any long misses or any turnovers in that quarter to even offset the fact that our offense in the half court was terrible. Like I can say that our offense was bad, but good defense makes easy offense.
Yeah, the ball wasn't moving in that fourth quarter. We weren't hitting shots in the fourth quarter to go along with terrible defense. All of it was bad. Offensive and defense
bad all over.
And for the record, y'all, that's exactly what Coach was saying. I don't know why we got a problem with it. Coach was like, yo, one thing led to another. We keep talking about perimeter defense, right? Which was a problem. Yeah, it was a problem. We understand that. We've been talking about Kevin Love shooting threes since Sunday night, and it's early Wednesday morning. But what Coach is saying is the balance of that is we wasn't doing that thing, but we also were not scoring. That's all my man was saying. I think I kind of agree with him. I don't want to get in the middle and try to mix this thing up and muddy the waters. Yeah. But if it's one of them things where we got outscored 33-12.
Yeah, we just a bad team right now.
I understand Coach's point because they weren't even taking the ball out of the basket.
It's the separation.
Yeah,
they weren't taking the ball out of the basket. They were getting going and going right to their offense. So,
I'm not accepting that the defense isn't a problem at all. I'm not saying that.
See, I think that's how I took it. Is like you wasn't.
No, the whole game, right? But the whole game, our counter to our lackluster defense is we were generating offense ourselves.
But you know the sad thing is, Coach, the third quarter. That's why I was so mad. The third quarter, the defense looked the best it looked all night when we jumped on them.
You know why? Because our offense was clicking.
Exactly. They were feeding off of it.
And the thing is, when you only score 12 points, you're giving easy opportunities quick to the other team too. So that's the other thing
that's a recipe for disaster on the roads. On top of the fact that the free throw shooting was terrible in that game too.
Terrible too. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
right.
To me,
he's spot on again.
The free throw, like for Jalen Brunson, that's where he disappointed me.
And
for Jalen Brunson to miss that transition free throw foul, that freebie, and then we got the possession. That was a killer. He missed that.
That was a killer. Yeah.
And Julius missing all his.
10, I think.
Yeah, Julius missing. Jalen Brunson was missing. That was unacceptable.
And then
in the third quarter, we had like
a free throw. I don't think RJ took a free throw in that game.
Yeah. In the third quarter, we generated like 4 or 5 steals, which led to easy buckets. We never had any of that in the fourth.
I'm gonna tell you what though, Freezy. Leon got to go to work, man.
Oh,
Leon got to go to work. This season gonna be lost real quick.
He on the clock.
And so the thing I'm getting at too with that, Ron, is this: either we're gonna play the kids and see what these kids got, or we're gonna make wholesale changes, right? And so my thing is, don't be trying to tell me we're gonna do both, because we've been trying to do both. We've been trying to do both for forever, right? Because people will say, well, this is the first time we had a whole bunch of young kids attack. No, it ain't. No, it ain't. People forget that 2 years ago, people was having the same dumb conversation. Well, you got to let Kevin Knox and Frank Ntilikina play, man. You got to see what you got. And then 2 years before that, you're like, well, you got to see what Billy Hernan Gomez and Ollie, bro. I'm tired of, man. Just go in one direction. Just go.
And Freezy.
How many young cores have you seen, Freeze?
When I said, you remember when 50. I said when everybody was, the talk about Jalen Brunson coming, right?
Yes,
you remember I said I don't have a problem with Jalen Brunson. I know his game is good, but my problem is I think this Knicks team is further away than what we are, and to get him here, it ain't gonna make that much of a difference to this team.
Right.
And you see it exactly to what I thought.
You see it right now because he's averaging 7 assists a game, right?
He's playing great. He's playing great basketball. What we need from that point guard position, but we got so many other problems on this team.
Right.
That's why we looking the way we looking.
And Ron, and so this is the thing that to make you laugh, right? The thing is my man is averaging 7 assists a game, and we shooting terribly. This is what I was trying to get to with Selly. We were shooting good. This man might be averaging 10 assists a game,
easy in his sleep.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. It's about the impact. It's further. This dude has much more of a task in front of him than what people think. Like, this team is not a playoff team that point guard got hurt and Jalen Brunson coming in to save the day. Nah, this team is a lottery team.
This is a total different team.
Yes.
Well, that's why I think, man, we go get that kid from the bricks. I don't care what y'all say. Under Tibbs, he was averaging 24 points, 11 rebounds.
I don't think he even wants to see Tibbs ever again, man. I don't think he wants to see Tibbs ever again in his life.
I'm gonna ask you.
I disagree.
I'm gonna let you be Leon tonight. Who you gonna trade up to bring Cat here?
That's the hard problem right there, because I don't want to really give up Randall, but I know out of if that trade was possible, we have to give up somebody for the 4. So it's out of Randall or Obi, and that's what it really comes down to. Because I know we're not giving up.
If it's me and I'm Leon, I'm gonna finally do what should have been done a long time ago.
And I don't want no parts of Cat.
And I'm separating.
Crazy.
I'm separating RJ and Julius. One of them has to go.
Yeah,
I agree. I agree.
To get at you, Shaw, about Cat, man. Cat has too many. He can't. First of all, they're trying to run these 2 big lineups out there in Minnesota, and it is not working on defense.
I've been saying that. I said that
it's not working, and his mentality is so strange to me. I saw Landry Shamet try to guard him on the perimeter, and this dude took 2 dribbles to take a step back 3. I'm like, bro, you are 6'11", bro. What are you doing?
Yeah,
why are you taking step back 3s, bro?
That's under that coach, but it wasn't. But we have. But we have Tom Thibodeau. Again, I'm gonna pull up your numbers. He was averaging 24 points, 12 rebounds.
We know he's a bucket, though. We know he's a bucket.
Hold up. 42% from 3. He's 80% in the field in the paint, and he was shooting 88% from free throw. So my thing is under
He does
Tibbs.
that every year,
I trust
though.
him under Tibbs.
With no Tibbs,
Nah.
with or without Tibbs, he does that every year. He's a career 40% 3-point shooter. Like that's not Tibbs. That's his
First
talent.
of all, let's establish Karl Anthony Towns is the greatest shooting big man that has ever lived.
He's from the bricks. Don't disrespect him.
Yeah, and so the thing about Cat is not whether he is good or not, but whether his skill set fits a certain team.
Exactly.
Do the Knicks need a jump shooting big man that's not going to protect around?
We got way too many problems for that, man.
You know,
we need an explosive
league,
wing, 2 or 3.
Pick and roll, him and Brunson pick and roll 2 New Jersey Cats. I see it working, man. We need a spark.
He's a star out there, and he hasn't done anything out there, and they have to use Anthony Edwards to be the perimeter star because you can't rely on Cat to save you. That's why Anthony Edwards is even on that team to begin with. They got a number 1 pick with Karl Towns. This is what we're talking about, bro. He's not that guy.
Anthony Edwards is a number 1 pick too, though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They got Anthony Edwards. Wow, Cat was there. If Cat was that guy, that number 1 pick wouldn't even be there. He was healthy the whole time. It was just a bad team.
They got 4 blue chippers on.
I disagree. They went to the play. I just told you they went to the playoffs under.
Well, who on that team? Well, who on that team? Jimmy Butler.
Andrew Wiggins
and Jimmy Butler. And Jimmy Butler left, and then what happened?
Jamal Crawford.
What happened when Jimmy Butler left?
Nose guy for 1 year.
Okay.
I mean, at the end of the day, but what happened when Andrew Wiggins went to Golden State? So, what happened when Andrew Wiggins went to Golden State? So you can't say the players because I knew you was going to say that. So
cannot be your number 1 on your team, bro. Cat cannot be your number 1 if you try to do anything as far as winning the championship.
I'm going to tell you
that wasn't my argument. My argument was him in 2019 when he got drafted, him being a Knicks fan, him growing up as a Knicks fan, idolizing Patrick Ewing, him wanting to be in New York. That's motivation to me, bro. That's all I'm saying. I'm just judging off of that. And plus the coach that he was under, I trust his numbers.
I tell you like this, I guarantee you our offense will look more deadlier with
that's all I'm saying.
Together. I will agree with that.
We will be unstoppable. That pick and roll will be unstoppable.
That
I mean, at the end of the day, I trust Tibbs. We said that when we judged that before we got Donovan Mitchell in the backcourt, and we still doing great defensively. So I trust Tibbs' defense.
Okay. Picture a better shooting Julius Randle that plays center. That's what Cat would look like on the Knicks.
Yeah. It's the Kentucky style, bro. It's not even just him. It's Terrence Jones, Julius Randle, Karl Anthony Towns, Willie Cauley-Stein, Anthony Davis, even to a lesser extent in a failed experiment, Skylar BCA. It's the Kentucky big man thing, man. Yeah. I mean, you know what I'm saying? So
the only one that wasn't soft was DeMarcus, and he turned into a shooter too. So
I'm gonna tell you what, that's somebody who we need to call up. I would rather have Big Cat on this. I mean, DeMarcus Cousins than to have Hartenstein, and I like Hartenstein, but I think if you're gonna make that move, I would have went and got Cousins.
DeMarcus can't play no defense, man. DeMarcus can't play no defense.
Well, Hartenstein ain't that great of a defender neither. Now he ain't gonna fool nobody to be no defender. He gives maximum effort.
He looks just like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar on defense.
Just because he doesn't have the stats of blocks, he's doing a lot more defensively than you're giving him credit for. He's altering many shots.
The chat sleeping on Cat, man.
Cat is good. Cat is very good.
No, Sean, I'm not saying that Karl Anthony Towns is a bad player. What I'm saying is the current makeup of the New York Knicks has to change and be a certain way for Karl Anthony Towns to thrive and make the Knicks better. You know what I'm saying? Like for instance, you can't have Cat here and not have elite perimeter defenders. Because if Cats are going to go by Jalen Brunson and Karl Anthony Towns at the rim as your rim protector, for one, you're not going to have rim protection, and two, Karl Anthony Towns is going to stay in foul trouble. Right? That's why you have to have cats like Robert Covington, Trevor Ariza type wing players. Yeah.
It's just
you know what I'm saying? And so the other thing,
Leon up, man. I need you to go call Leon up. Leon got to do something.
He won't answer the phone for me, bro.
Leon got to do something, man, because he's sitting on his hands with all them draft picks.
We gotta do something.
He has to do something.
Yeah, we gotta do
I agree with that. We gotta do something, Sean.
He got to do something. Or this season, by the midway break, by Christmas, our season will be over.
He gonna have to either blow it up or do something major.
I'm saying, like, even if we go 41-41, depending on how we get to that 41-41 is negative.
I'm gonna tell y'all what I think our win total gonna be if this thing stay like this all season. I'm going 35.
Hey, and Ron, and you know what Knicks PR is gonna say? If the Knicks win 35 games,
somebody get fired.
Knicks PR is gonna be like, through all the struggles, some guy do adversity.
They're gonna dress it up now. They're gonna dress it up now, Freezy.
Yeah, they gonna have big dudes like me and Coach looking like Clark Kent.
Lipstick on a pig, man.
Through all the
with slow motion graphics, man.
Because we're not gonna win every game at home, and on the road is a struggle. And I'm just looking at how this team scores.
Right.
We're not a good 3-point shooting team, and we're gonna allow teams to do what they want to do. Basically, what teams are doing it's like they're on the Autobahn against us, man. Ain't no speed limits. Knicks ain't enforcing no speed limits.
Y'all saw Quentin Grimes is questionable tomorrow, huh? And Cam Reddish is also questionable, by the way.
Hey guys, with that too. Do y'all think we in trouble? Because I think Atlanta gonna be playing for Offset, so I think we in trouble. I mean, take off.
We gonna beat the break. Hey, clip it. We beating the brakes off Atlanta. Clip it. Jalen Brunson is going off tomorrow. Clip it.
Who's guarding? Who on this team is guarding DeJounte?
Don't matter. Clip it.
And
Trey. I'm gonna be cautiously optimistic.
I don't know. Trae Young tweeted about takeoff. I think he pissed off. He got spitting on.
You going to that game? Is it in Atlanta or is it in New York?
No, it's in New York.
It's in the Garden.
Okay.
Yeah, the next game I'm going to is December 9 in Charlotte, North Carolina.
Because
I'll be at that game.
I was watching Atlanta play against the Raptors, and that length was giving Trae all types of issues. He had 10 turnovers in that game. And shot 3 for 13 or something like that. He was looking terrible.
That was tonight?
That was last night.
Oh,
he played against the Raptors last night. So he might cook us.
We getting cooked then.
And Takeoff passed away too.
And not that him cooking us doesn't mean the Hawks will win. Because I can see a scenario where Trae Young goes for 46 and we still win. You know what I'm saying? And I know that sounds crazy, but people put up big effort. Yo, Cully is in the building. Salute to Cully. Go.
Salute, Cully.
Yeah, somebody got YouTube playing.
Yeah,
you want me to drop the link in there?
Yeah, I can drop the link.
Who is
somebody got YouTube playing. Come on, man. We ain't amateurs no more. We pros up here.
Who's there starting for?
Hey, Freeze.
Yo.
Collins.
I'll tell you this, man. You know one thing. You look across the league and you see what other teams doing.
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna tell you what, man. For all them people that have disrespected Russell Westbrook, essentially what the Lakers did with him is what I was saying. I was telling my son because he out there. You know what I mean? And he a diehard Laker fan. I told
somebody got YouTube playing. Let me figure.
I said the biggest problem
is that me? Hold on.
Is they are asking Russell Westbrook to play off of LeBron. Russell Westbrook is at his most effectiveness when he got the ball running the offense. And I said the fact that they moved him in that second unit, you're gonna see a different Russell Westbrook. And that man almost had a triple-double playing off the bench.
Wow.
I said, Ronald, I said, that's how, and they won that game. I said, that's how they're going to have to play him. They're going to have to separate him and LeBron.
Yeah. Hey, Ron, I was going to say, bro, if Orlando mess around and get Russell Westbrook because I watched Orlando tonight. Orlando is like that. Orlando is like when you used to watch somebody who used to have a bunch of weapons in no court. The Miami Dolphins. It's like when you used to watch the Miami Dolphins like 3 years ago. You know what I'm saying? They have all these weapons. And when they had Devontae, what's my man name that was super fast? Devontae and Jasicki and all these weapons.
He's have a pocket ain't never been fast.
What's the other the little guy? Jeremy.
You thinking about Fuller? That we had Fuller for a little bit, but we had Jarvis Landry too.
Jarvis, but no, I'm talking about the little guy, the 5'9" dude, the Jeremy something. No,
this is before. Okay.
Who else was on that team? I'm trying to remember.
They had a little receiver. Dude will always be open way down the field, and Tannehill couldn't see past.
Tannehill was trash.
Yeah.
Tannehill was trash. I'm gonna tell you what though, Miami is a problem. You saw what we did today too.
Right, but I only use that as an example. I ain't want to talk about the Dolphins, bro. I only use it with.
At least one of our teams can get it right.
At least somebody can get it right.
Freezy, not to say that these guys are the answer, but Magic have like 3 point guards injured at the moment.
Yeah.
Cole Anthony is hurt. Markelle Fultz is hurt. And what's his name? Just came back.
With them
he
boys
was hurt.
is they're youthful.
Yeah.
They're young. They just ain't learned to win yet. That team is young, but they got length.
I think the best
problem in the next few years.
The best idea for them to do is let Paolo take up them playmaking duties and develop that over the time.
He lost the game for them tonight doing that.
He did tonight. Man. I mean, that's part of the game. That's part of the game. Reps.
It's part of learning. It's part of learning. But how many games do you? Because Orlando is that fringe playoff team that want to get back to the playoffs. Do you take a step back just to let Paolo learn? I mean, I understand what you're saying, Drake. What I'm saying is, I would go get Westbrook. Let these young guys learn with Westbrook, just like SGA learned with Westbrook and with Chris Paul. Let them play on ball with Westbrook on the floor. Let them play off ball with Westbrook on the floor. Let Westbrook drag them to the playoffs. Because no matter what we say, bro, it's as simple as this. Ron, I'm talking to you specifically about this, bro. You and I know that stars are made in the playoffs.
Absolutely.
The stars are not made in the regular season. You just a good player in the regular season. But what do you like during crunch time when you have the whole stars are made when you have the whole universe looking at your game? It's game 5, you down 3-1. What are you gonna do when the whole NBA landscape is looking at you?
Yeah, when every game is a national televised game.
Yeah. Now, like right now, we in game 7 and 6, it'd be 6, 7, 8 games a night. You not standing out. You just doing sports and highlights, right? You're a fake star, like Obi Toppin doing a breakaway dunk between his legs. Even though I like Obi, that's just a sports center highlight, right? But what happens when Obi Toppin get in the playoff second round against Philly, and we down by 7, and Obi Toppin, you know what I'm saying, hit 9 points in a row and put us up by 9. I mean, up by 2. Now Obi is a star. You feel me? Like winning the dunk contest is one thing, but stepping up in the playoffs is another thing.
Those are the game changers.
That was my thing for him. I didn't want him to participate in that dunk contest.
Me either, because it's like the home run derby.
Once you do that, you get that stigma on you, just like Nate Robinson.
Yeah.
People started looking at Nate Robinson as a dunker, man. But when Nate Robinson went to Chicago, and even when he was with the Knicks,
he was a bucket.
That young fella could ball, man. And I had liked Nate Robinson. He was one of our better players on that sorry team.
Yeah. He was a bucket. If Nate Robinson was 6'3", he'd be an all-star right now.
Oh man, he would still be in the league. You're right.
Yep,
he'd still be in the league.
Yeah.
Remember, he was in the doghouse in the first game. He came back, dropped 40.
Yep, I remember that. I remember that. And Sherwin, real quick. Franz Wagner can run. Franz Wagner is a point forward, but tonight his turnover lost Orlando the game. Lou Dort ripped him. Bro, you can be that type of guy, but I'm telling you, I don't care who can be point forward, point center, playmaking off the ball. Every team needs a point guard, bro.
Freezy.
Every team.
You just took me there, man. You bouncing these things right off of me, man. That's another thing I thought about.
Man.
This team don't have. I said it earlier. We don't have nobody that scares you offensively,
right?
Nope.
And we don't have that defensive stop on this team,
right?
We don't have it,
right. The ham sandwich stopper might be back tomorrow.
And that's why I get on that front office with that, man. Because if you're gonna have Tibbs here, man, you need to fully support your coach, man. Don't be disconnected. And you know, you brought up the Dolphins. I'm glad you brought that up. Brian Flores, defensive genius.
Smart dude, very smart dude.
But
high caliber.
Miami never had an offense. We never had an offense with that dude. We never had an offense in the league.
Should be a coach in the league right now.
Worst offensive line in the history of the NFL last season.
Yep.
Never had an offense with this guy. And what you saw what happened this year, they went out and did what they needed to do to support the coach.
They signed a left tackle. Remember the first thing they did was
sign a left tackle. Your first hire, you went and got an offensive-minded coach for your quarterback. And that's the thing. When you look at this team, these are not Tom Thibodeau's type players. Not all of them. Not all of them on this roster. If you're going to have Tom here, who you know can fix some groceries, you're going to get him the pieces he needs. And that's
who's a Tom Thibodeau player, though? Ham sandwich grind.
Bring me back up, man. Put him on the first thing smoking.
Yeah, man.
That ham sandwich is a Tom Thibodeau player.
I gotta wrap up right here because I'm gonna jump up early and do the Knicks morning drive. You know, I can't wait to get that jumped off. And then plus, men of a certain age, you know what I'm saying, when their batteries get low, you know what I'm saying, we start doing the, you know what I'm saying? So man, thank you to everybody that was on the panel. Sally, who was in and out, Corey Lee, who was in and out, Shotgunner, my man, 50 grand. Y'all better not mess with Shotgunner or we gonna jump y'all. Y'all know how it is.
Y'all better not mess with Coach neither.
Coach Dre.
Coach, I like messing with you, Coach.
Yeah, man.
You are. Hey, man, we good, brother.
You're a Knicks fan, man, so you good with me. Hey,
hardcore.
And I know, like I say about us, man, all of us, and I've always said this, no matter what platform you go on, everybody want the same thing.
Everybody want the
same thing. We want that championship, man. We all just got a difference of opinion, and that's what make it beautiful. If everybody was thinking the same way, it wouldn't be fun. You would never enhance your mind.
Would be trash.
That's why we got. And that's why Leon Rose got to call
the ham sandwiches.
And that's when we start off to our road to our championship by getting the kid from the bricks. And Spider gonna want to come back, and we gonna be good.
All right. All right. So on that note, we're gonna get out of here, man. We'll holler at y'all later.
And Freezer, you need to do something about Leon Rose, man. You need to make a show about Leon Rose. It's about that time, man.
Yeah.